Madera on the beat.
I see mommy in Kechi, a rapper don't tell she the kneel for grave where my uche de Papa Emeka. Don't blind from growing, Peking don't fall, now watch up I'm raw. Me self they shake my hand no feel. Yesterday we laughed, today I just we more. If we don't stop this night where we they share, tell me who go sing for the ones we know they.
She need the voice from under the soil. Brother, no let my blood turn to oil. Little Ada they ask where my papa go. Her small hand they shake, she knows I be this woe. I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
No, make we try yo. Back up in the day.
I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
Oh, make we try yo.
Back up joints with a trembling.
I see mommy in Kechi, a rapper don't tell she the kneel for grave where my uche de Papa Emeka. Don't blind from growing, Peking don't fall, now watch up I'm raw. Me self they shake my hand no feel. Yesterday we laughed, today I just we more. If we don't stop this night where we they share, tell me who go sing for the ones we know they.
She need the voice from under the soil. Brother, no let my blood turn to oil. Little Ada they ask where my papa go. Her small hand they shake, she knows I be this woe. I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
No, make we try yo. Back up in the day.
I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
Oh, make we try yo.
Back up joints with a trembling. Oh, hey. If we no join now, our children go so.
Which way we they go now? Leader them maddest people they fight guy. From BRG to USB, Wahala know the rest. Which way Biafra? Which way we they go now? Leader them maddest people they fight guy. From BRG to USB, Wahala know the rest. Big onu, oh. Please, please, oh. No be your body divide us. Now we do amo. Big onu, oh. Form soldier, but we still they be for them carry can go, we turn enemy. Simon open mouth, them start to judge his speech. Telegram full of war, no love at all. One side say autopilots, one say delete them all. But the blood where we shed, you know they flow backward. USB rise, but ego they break what? We get banner, we get flag, but every corner na tribal drive. Big onu, oh. Which way now, which way, oh? No be your body divide us. Now we do, I'm on talk true now. Big onu, oh. Biafra get the dream, but I hate it, they slow and go. Unity no get duplicate, no try fake 'em. You dey form freedom fighter, but you dey hate 'em. USB no be juju, now we go build 'em. Stop to cause, make we raise nation. Which way Biafra? Which way we dey go now? Neither them others people they fight guy from Bridgie to USB. Wahala no the rest. Big onu, oh. Which way now? Which way, oh? No be your body divide us. Now we do, I'm on talk true now. Big onu, oh. Big onu. Biafra get the dream, but I hate it, they slow and go. And we get a leader, them carry. We get a soldier, them jail. We get the youth, them divide. Still we rise, USB worldwide. Which way Biafra? Which way we do go now? Nigga, them honest people they fight high. From Bridgie to USB, Wahala no the rest. Big onu, oh. Which way now, which way, oh? No be your body divide us. Now we do, I'm on talk true now. Big onu, oh. Big onu, oh. Biafra get the dream, but I hate it, they slow and go.
This is my wicked word. This is my confusion word. Listen to Palibran. I will tell you a story about one lady girl. Pali they go to work. Pali they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. Wherever they go. Opposite Udi, but the right hand the side. Along Gusukudu Road, I see people run. I see people run. Then I ask the driver, the driver waiting they happen. The driver waiting they happen. The driver tell the body boy, see no day for talk. See no day for talk. It better you take your eye and see. Then I call the driver. The driver waiting. The driver waiting. This is my wicked word. This is my confusion word. Listen to Palibran. I will tell you a story about one lady girl. Pali they go to work. Pali they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. Wherever they go. Opposite Udi, but the right hand the side. Along Gusukudu Road, I see people run. I see people run. Then I ask the driver waiting they happen. The driver waiting they happen.
Rising sun, we love our Prumi Hanina. Onye Beraya na ngozi ya na degide marumba ebighị. Onye ọ bụ naanị ya mazuru ihe niile. Onye dị ngozi site n'ebighị ebi marụ n'ebighị ebi nke mere ndị gboo ji wee na-etu ya na ọ bụ naanị ya bụ ebighị ebi. Nna ndị nsọ. Onye anyị dabere. Anyị na-akpọku aha nsọ gị n'uhuruchi ụtụtụ ehihie abalị. N'ihi na ụmụ gị gbasasịrị ka ụkpaka ụwa niile gburugburu. Wee na-arịọ gị ma mma gị na ebere gị, amara gị na ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị nọ. Ka iru gị wee chaa n'ebe anyị nọ ka i wee mere anyị amara. Anyị wee na-arịọsị gị ike sị ka ha arabụ ndị kụnri ka ha wee megide anyị nna nke ebere dị ngọzi na aka nsị ndị dị etu agabakwa ha ọnụ. Na ka ha arabụ imirikiti bụ ndị kụnri wee sị na Biafra agaghị abịa, ndị dị etu agaghị adị. N'ihi na ọ bụ gị onwe gị bụ onye kpebiri na Biafra ga-abịarịrị. Ị bụghị mmadụ, ọ bụ naanị gị bụ Chineke, na ọ bụ naanị gị ka anyị na-efe wee na-aja mma. Ma o nweghị ihe ọzọ ga-eme ka iwe nye anyị Biafra kwere, n'ihi na anyị anaghị efe arụsị. Anyị anaghị efe anụkpa ahụ nna nke ebere. Anyị anaghị efe arụsị ọbụla apịrị apị. O nweghị ihe ọbụla bụ nke aka mmadụ mere nna nke igwe nke anyị na-akpọ isi ala nye. Ọ bụ ya mere anyị ji wee na-asị na ọ bụ naanị gị bụ Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile. Ọ bụ naanị gị bụ eze. Ọ gbarịrịọ ka anyị na-arịọ otu ka anyị na-eto gị, nsọpụrụ ka anyị na-asọpụrụ gị mgbe niile ebighị ebi. Anyị wee na-asị gị nna ndị nsọ, biko lekwana ụmụ gị bụ ndị IPOB n'ụwa niile, ezinụlọ Biafra ebe ọbụla ha nọ nna nke ebere, ka ngọzi gị wee chọta ha, ka i wee were anya ngọzi nke gị wee lekwasị ndị dị etu a, n'ihi na ndị ino karịrị akarị. Lekwa ebe niile nna nke igwe, ka ndị ino wee jiri ụmụ gị wee gba ha okirikiri, kama na anyị mana mmeri bụ nke anyị, n'ihi na Biafra bụ ihe kwere anyị na nkwa na ọ ga-abịarịrị na mgbe nke anyị nna nke igwe. Ọ bụ n'elu nkwa nke ikwere anyị ka anyị kpọkwasịrị okwu wee na-akpọkọ ha nsọ gị n'abalị a, wee na-asị na ọ bụ naanị gị bụ Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile. Ka mara gị na ebere gị, ịma mma gị na ọmịiko iwe ezu ụka n'ime ndụ anyị, ka i weleta ezinụlọ bụ IPOB n'ụwa niile, bụ ndị gị onwe gị rụpụtara sị na ha ga-agara gị ozi, na ha ga-agbasa ozi ọma nke gị nna nke igwe, nke ga-eme ka alaeze gị wee si n'eluigwe wee lọta n'elu ụwa nke a, ka ụwa niile wee mee ha ọnụ wee si n'ezie n'ezie na ụmụ Biafra bụ ụmụ Chineke. Anyị wee na-eto gị wee na-aja gị ma wee na-agọzi aha nsọ gị, na-asị n'ụtụtụ niile na nsọpụrụ niile, ije ama niile, mbuli elu niile ga-abụ nke na-adịghị ụgbọ mara mgbe niile ebe ka anyị na-arịọ gị ise, the very language of heaven itself. That is the language of prayers, and we have prayed this evening, and we must continue to preach this very gospel. It is not a particularly very fine evening for me because I have a very critical announcement to make later on, but we are going to do the best we can this evening to bring this knowledge to the world over. Before we proceed, I want everybody to go to Google, those who can. Go to Google, please, and Google this very news if you want, because every news that we analyze, every issue that we bring to your attention is verified, not just verified, but carried by zoo newspapers and media in general. By zoo, I mean Nigeria, because Nigeria is not fit for human habitation. Not even animals can live there. This evening, I'm about to prove it to you. I want to showcase to the entirety of humanity the stupidity of your average Nigerian. I want to prove to the world that your Nigerian, so to speak, is lower than an animal. I want to prove it to you. That anybody you see shouting one Nigeria, our country, let's move the country forward. I want to prove tonight with facts and figures coming from Nigeria itself that that very person is lower than a dog. I want to prove to the world that Nigeria is the embodiment of the stupidity of a black man. The existence of Nigeria lends credence to the fact that black people are inferior to white people. This evening I shall prove it to you with facts and figures. As most of you may know, I am not a sentimentalist. I don't believe in all those useless sentiment. If you claim that black people are equal to white people, that God made every man equal, then you should be able to reason the way that Caucasians reason. You should be able to do the things that they have done. You should be able to should I say, build and organize your societies the way that they too have done. We have never ever done any of these things. All we do is we beg, ask for handouts. When they are killing us, we run to the white man. When we cannot feed ourselves, we run to the white man. When things are going wrong, we run to the white man. Even the zoo, everybody is waiting for Britain, Daddy Britain, to speak before we know, should I say, the importance or the inevitability of the realignment of the political structure of Nigeria itself. Everybody's waiting for the Queen to speak, waiting for Boris Johnson to speak. Black people in Africa cannot do it. Everybody's waiting for a white man. And now let me prove it to you why I say that anybody calling him or herself a Nigerian is the most idiotic idiot in the world. Google this news, please. Leah Sharibu gives birth, that's her second baby, in Boko Haram captivity. Leah Sharibu, her name is Leah, L-E-A-H, if I'm not mistaken. Her surname is Sharibu, I think S-H-U-A-I-B-I, or Sharibu as the case may be. Just Google Leah Sharibu. She's a Christian girl from the same Middle Belt. I want you to follow what I'm saying this evening very sequentially and methodically. If you don't have a pen and paper, you shouldn't be listening. I'm telling you, if you don't have a pen and paper this evening, I'm telling you the truth. You should not be listening. My contention is that as you're Googling this very name, Leah Sharibu gives birth to her second baby in Boko Haram captivity. I want you to have this thing at the back of your mind. That's Nigerians, wherever they are, they're like Leah Sharibu. Who is Leah Sharibu? She is a Christian girl from the Middle Belt. By Middle Belt, I mean where Gowon comes from. The man that rejected restructuring, the man that could have preempted everything now happening in Nigeria. That idiot, to call him an idiot is to insult the animal called idiot, because he's lower than that very idiot. His name is Yakubu Gowon. He was the one that went to Aburi to go and negotiate a new Nigeria, so to speak, in 1967. He went to that very place. Britain asked him not to agree to the terms that he had previously agreed in front of Ankara, who was then the Ghanaian head of state. He agreed as a gentleman. They call him an officer and a gentleman. But that idiot idiotically came back to Nigeria and reneged on all the agreements he reached with Ojukwu at Aburi. And that is symptomatic of what is happening in Nigeria today. And I want people to pay very close attention to what I have to say. Leah Sharibu was abducted from her state, Yobe State, Dapchi. According to, of course, everyone knows that. There is this people, because the reason why you hear about her is because a lot of white people in America have taken up her cause. And I think that Reno Omokri and all the rest of them have been fighting to put her name out there in the limelight so that the world can understand what is happening. They call her a heroin Christian. People must pay attention. A lot of people will be very angry this evening after this very podcast. But as you know me very well, I don't give a damn. She's a Christian. The Pope has not called for her release consistently. The Archbishop of Canterbury, these are all Christian, frontline Christian leaders all over the world. None of them have consistently called for the release of Leah Sharibu because she is a Christian. And the lives of Christians do not matter. Only the lives of Muslims. Only Muslims matter. Because, can you imagine, I want people to please ponder this for a second. Can you imagine that, say, a militant group or a group identified, let's say a group from the South, for instance. Imagine that a group operating in the South went to a school or went to one Gariki market somewhere and abducted a Muslim virgin girl who is Fulani. Took her to a camp, let's say in Olo, let's use Olo for example, and took her to a camp in Olo, held her hostage, continuously raping her until she fell pregnant. Mind you, she was a virgin. She gave birth in captivity to the first child, and now she has given birth to another child in captivity. I want you to ponder for a second. You took a Fulani girl to a forest to the bushes in Olu. Not that they don't know where this girl is. All of them, they know. The Fulani Janjaweed, they know. They took her into a forest. And they're raping this Fulani girl there every blessed day until she fell pregnant. What do you think will happen to Olu? It's just a very simple question. Because I want to bring home to people why I hate Nigeria with I despise the zoo and any idiot that calls himself a Nigerian. This evening I want to prove that your average Nigerian is the most idiotic, is the most useless thing ever to walk the face of the earth. What do you think will happen to Olu? Fulani girl. What do you think BBC will do? What do you think the US ambassador will do, or even the British High Commissioner? They will say the entire Igbo land will be leveled. They will bomb everybody to smithereens. Or should I say, to the kingdom come? Are you following me? Imagine a Fulani virgin girl, a Muslim, being held hostage in Umuahia, a forest somewhere in Umuahia. What do you think will happen to Umuahia? What do you think Muslims will do all over the world? They will start slaughtering anybody who is not a Muslim. If you're Biafra and if you're from southern Nigeria, they will slaughter you wherever you are in the world. Now, this is why I hate Nigeria. People wonder why. I have my reasons. Because Nigerians are the most foolish, idiotic people in the world. Useless to the core. They thrive on gossip, on stupidity and silliness. They have no class, they have no shame, they have no grace. Nigeria is the most useless thing that man ever made. Do you know why this girl was taken? It is called, I don't know, it is called comeuppance. She was taken from a region that's the person responsible for the mess that Nigeria is in today, which is Yakubu Gowon. He's from the Middle Belt. This young lady, I believe, is also from the Middle Belt. You have idiots on social media writing about Middle Belt. Middle Belt is Middle Belt that. A Middle Belt Christian in a country called Nigeria has been held hostage now for nearly 3 years. She was a virgin, a little girl. They raped her to the point whereby she fell pregnant. I don't want to talk about the girls that they raped and they had to cut out her womb only last week in Lagos. Nigerian army. I want people to understand, when you're talking about one Nigeria, I want you to understand that you are an instrument of Lucifer. Satan is using you to perpetrate and to perpetuate evil. Only somebody from the bowels of darkness can ever say that Nigeria is viable. Only if you're working directly for Satan. And that Satan will destroy all of you. Because people are evil. Evil beyond human comprehension and contemplation. I'm telling you the truth. You people are beyond evil. Every idiot, it doesn't matter your political coloration. Every animal in the zoo, it doesn't matter how you think acceptable, you think people will see you, view you, or take you. As long as you wake up in the morning and you say, I'm a Nigerian, I swear to Almighty God, may God punish you, punish your generation forever and ever, because you are evil. Only an evil person can support a country where a little girl, a virgin, was abducted from her school, held in captivity for over 3 years. Rape after rape. Now she has her second child. And you people are not even ashamed of yourselves to be reporting it. She has her second child in captivity. Very flippantly, very dismissively. You people are evil. Do you see why God condemned black people? Because you are evil. You people are evil. You are satanic. There is something satanic inside you as a black person. No wonder the white man painted the devil black. You people are wicked beyond human reasoning. Because she is not a Muslim. The stupid Pope, Roman Catholic Pope, that idiot, I don't know where he comes from, cannot talk about Leah Sharibu. But he was busy praying and campaigning for Rohingya Muslims to get justice. Those fools in Canterbury, that idiot, Archbishop of Canterbury, those fools there, that you contribute your money every Sunday and send to. Leah Sharibu is a Christian. They cannot speak because Muslim interests hasn't been threatened. The whole world is there. The American ambassador is in Abuja, a woman. I don't think she has any children, because you cannot tell me that people that wield such influence, that has such clout, will keep quiet and a little girl. But they can find American soldiers who were kidnapped, or American aid workers. They can send Delta Force to release them, but you cannot send Delta Force. The US ambassador, a woman, cannot write to her government to say, we need to free this little girl. She has done nothing wrong. A very brave girl. She said, I will not renounce Christianity, my faith. Because of that, she's being raped by Muslim Islamic terrorists. And people are reporting the news as if it is just a joke. Leah Sharibu now has second child. If God does not destroy Nigeria beyond recognition, I will stop believing in God. I'm saying it tonight. What I'm saying is terrible, it is awful, but I'm telling you the truth. Nigeria is the creation of Satan for the habitation of evil people. The highest concentration of Satan, the highest concentration of the most wicked people on the face of the earth are Nigerians. They are in Nigeria. They are in Nigeria. Some of you, when your stupid baby Nigeria will come, you watch it. Sometimes when I look at these people, I say to myself, why did God even bother creating these people? God shouldn't have created black people. I think it was a waste of time. A people without conscience. You have no conscience. Nobody is saying, how about if this little girl is my daughter? Nobody is thinking, how are the parents feeling? No. So you're telling me, one Nigeria, let's work for our unity, everyday unity. It was the same one Nigeria that put Leah Sharibu where she is. Without your stupid, idiotic one Nigeria, what happened to her could not have happened to her. You ask me why, and I will tell you. Because had Nigeria been divided, or there was this kind of understanding that independent ethnic groups should coalesce to form whatever federation or nation that they like. What right does a Fulani Janjaweed from Senegambia to come all the way to Yobe State, and by the federal government of Nigeria, yes, they said it with their open mouth, they said it themselves, the guns given to them by Nigerian government to come and kidnap a Christian girl, to hold her in captivity, raping her every blessed day. Now she has given birth to a second baby, to a terrorist, basically. Had Nigeria not been one, do you think, it's a very simple question, do you think anybody will have any idiot or Fulani idiot can come from Mali to come to your village, to your forest, to stay in your forest, telling you what to do? You have Mieti Yala, a terrorist group running the country? It's a simple question. I want those fools, both those who are illiterate and those that claim that they are academics, I want them to reason for once, because they are foolish. That's why they don't have no electricity. They have no good roads. They have no hospitals. They lament. They lament. All they do is they lament. Do something to get yourself out of the mess you're in. You cannot. You have a bunch of idiots with decorated fingernails every day. Three simple felony. On Arise News, one idiot or a couple of them. Three simple, everything is still felony. How do you classify or quantify the crime against Leah Sharibu and Christianity at large in Nigeria? That is why this evening I am calling for the disbandment of Christian Association of Nigeria. It shouldn't exist. It should not exist. It has no role. It has no purpose. It has no meaning. Christian Association of Nigeria should be abolished. And I would not have Christian Association of Nigeria hold any meeting anywhere in the East. They cannot hold, and from what we have done to Hanese, we are going to do to Khan because of this little girl, Leah Sharibu. Leah Sharibu is the personification of everything wrong with Nigeria and Christian Association of Nigeria. You can go to your churches and pray, do whatever you like in your churches, that's fine. But you cannot gather under the umbrella of Christian Association of Nigeria anywhere in the East. Try it and see what will happen to you. You people are fools. Your foolishness is beyond foolishness. You claim you're a priest, a man of God. You are leeches, you are criminals. And God will punish all of you. You are criminals. Do you think that if you're holding a Muslim Fulani girl, a virgin, anywhere in the south, be it in Yoruba land or in Biafra land, seriously speaking, do you think the imams in the north will keep quiet? Even the imams in Niger Republic will complain. Those in Sudan will complain. You have pastors running up and down with their private jets telling you, so see the plant flower, do this, water it, all you idiots. Idiotically, you are following people who are blind and foolish. And above all, that has no conscience. No conscience whatsoever. I don't want to hear about Khan meeting anywhere in the East. That useless, idiotic piece of rubbish. As useless as Nigeria itself. Look at Leah Sharibu. What did she do wrong? Her only crime is to profess her faith. Britain is there. America is there. They know where they're holding her. The world cannot say this girl has suffered enough. Let's go and rescue her. Because we are living in a very evil and wicked world. Where money rules. Fulani has all the money in the world. They have stolen all the money in the zoo. That is why even more idiotic are those calling themselves Niger Deltans, one of the most foolish people ever on the face of this earth as well. That oil that belongs to all of us, our oil and gas, because of your stupidity, the Fulani took it. And you're still living in that stupidity like we getting tomorrow morning. That is where they made all their money. They can bribe Google to only put up bad news about Nnamdi Kanu or IPOB or Biafra. They go to America, they buy over the whole of Capitol Hill in America, identify corrupt US politicians and give them money. When we talk about the pain and suffering of the likes of Leah Sharibu, they say it happens everywhere. They go to Britain and the EU, they buy them over. Their war chest is now 34 billion US dollars. 34 billion that they're willing to spend. Is the world going to listen to somebody with 34 billion or somebody who has nothing? Look at Bill Gates, for instance. He can do whatever he likes and get away with it. Look at this idiot Zuckerberg, whatever they call the idiot. Look at him. They have money, they can do whatever they like. They can give you...
You own businesses everywhere in Nigeria. For that reason, you want everybody to die. Nobody is above death. Death is going to visit everybody. Just have to pray that you live and make impact in this life. The impact that matters now, as far as Nigeria is concerned, is not the impact to make people millionaires. It is impact to make people to be alive. It is impact to make people to feel secure. It is impact to make people feel they are free. That is the biggest impact you can make. Millions are going to come. People will become millionaires when they are alive. Of what use is it? You made somebody millionaire today and tomorrow he died by gunshot from Fulani. Of what use will it be to the society? You pick up somebody and send him abroad and he come back to Nigeria and police will kill him. It's happening every day. Why do you want to continue to be part of a country like that? Why? We all have seen millionaires. There is no amount of money you have today that Igbo people have never met before.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us on today's program. I appreciate everyone that have connected to this program wherever you are connecting from. Please like and share the program to our platform. Share to family and friends. Share to everyone that is close to you. Let them know that we are here once again to speak on the issue of Biafra. As always, remember, in this platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We don't come to preach hate. We do not come to attack people or individuals. We do not come here for saga. We don't come here to attack any race or religion. We belong to no group. We belong to Biafra. Biafra is our religion, and we will continue to support Biafra as much as we can. Our duty here is to bring the plight of the Biafran people before the whole world and also give opportunity for Biafrans to express themselves. We give opportunity for every Biafran to express themselves, regardless what your own belief is, regardless your ideology, regardless the camp where you belong, regardless your orientation, your religion. It doesn't matter to us. What matters is our collective interest for freedom. We are seeking for freedom, and that freedom we must find. We will continue to expose the atrocities of the Nigerian government before the whole world. We will continue to expose the secret war they are fighting in Biafra land, which was what Mazi Samuel was exposing, and they got angry. They couldn't handle it, and they came after him. We will not allow that legacy of Mazi Samuel to die down. We will keep that fire burning to continue to expose the atrocities of Nigeria against the Biafrans. The secret war they are fighting against us, we will bring it to light until the world pays attention. We will not stop. So wherever you are, tighten up your seatbelt, prepare yourself as we go on today's program. And feel free to join us on the platform and air your own opinion. Whatever be your own opinion, you are entitled to it. We are not going to gag you. Feel free, share your opinion. If you have a superior argument to whatever we have to say or that we have said in the past, you have a superior argument, be bold enough to click the link and join us, or send a request. I will bring you in so that we can sort it out. When you are coming, appear in a decent manner and make sure you speak in a very civil manner. No insult. No matter what you believe, no matter the disagreement, no matter the camp you belong, no insult. Just come in and bring in your superior argument. At the end of the day, somebody is going to learn a lesson. It's either you learn from us or we learn from you. That is the essence of coming online every day, not to come and insult and abuse and blackmail. No, we come here to learn from each other. We come here to disagree and agree. That is why we come here. There's no other reason. The other purpose of coming here to make sure that our voice is heard by the world. So, my fellow Biafrans, I welcome every one of you that have connected wherever you're connecting from. And today's topic that we have chosen, if you look through, you have seen the topic I chose today. It says, Nigeria's deadly foundation exposed. Nigeria deadly foundation exposed. Why the world must support Biafra exit now. Nigerian deadly foundation exposed. Why the world must support Biafra exit now. when you listen to the program of Mazen Nandekano that I played, Mazen Nandekano just told the story of one of the atrocities in Nigeria that no sensible country can condone. One of the greatest atrocities of Nigeria that no sensible country in the world will condone. What happened in Nigeria can never happen in any part of the West, not in Asia or in Arab land, and people will tolerate it. No, they will never. But he just had Mazen Nandekano explain it about Leah Sharibu. Leah Sharibu, an innocent Christian girl who was kidnapped by members of Boko Haram because she refused to denounce her faith. They refused to release her and they took her away. They forcefully converted her, raped her, and sold her into marriage, and she has had 2 kids with a terrorist. And the funniest thing is that the people, the most annoying and heartbreaking thing, that the people that are bringing the information and the news is the conventional media in Nigeria. They told us when she had the first baby forcefully. They told us when she had the second baby forcefully. And up to this moment, Leah Sharibu is still in the hand of the terrorist government of Nigeria. And they are terrorists. It is still with them. Those who wanted to play politics with her, use her for the sake of politics, and after much, they went away. No country in this world will see the plight of Leah Sharibu and keep quiet. At a point in time, the whole world, including the United States, they are aware of the case of Leah Sharibu. Tell me, why did it become impossible for the United States to intervene to free that innocent child? The United States could not intervene to free an innocent child. You see, the case of Leah Sharibu is a great lesson to every single person that calls him or herself in Nigeria. When we say nobody will help you except you helping yourself, you don't understand it. When we say nobody is going to save you except you save yourself, you think it's a joke. The case of Leah Sharibu should be a lesson. We are in 2025. Up to this moment, with all the awareness that were created, with all the shouting and noise making, Leah Sharibu is still with the terrorists. So many of you must have forgotten about her. So many of you didn't even know about her because you were not paying attention. But those of us who were in this struggle then, those of us who have been paying attention to the atrocities of Nigeria from day one, we can never forget. Leah Sharibu was abducted in February 2018 from Dapchi, Yobe State, Nigeria, along with over 100 girls were adopted in Dapchi in 2018. There was an outrage. Everybody was shouting, talking, free the girls, free the girls. The popular free girls that the other one that called him herself, whatever, were using for campaign and make themselves popular. But this particular Leah Sharibu, they released others. Most of other girls were released, but Leah was reportedly kept because she refused to denounce her Christian faith. Most of other girls were released, but Leah Sharibu in particular was held because she refused to denounce her Christian faith. And since then, that girl has been in captivity up to this moment. They raped her, they forced her into marriage, and they still told us that she has had two kids forcefully under the Boko Haram to terrorists. They married her to terrorists. From the information we got, they said there have been unconfirmed report that she has been forcefully converted to Islam, married to Boko Haram, ISWAP member, and has had children while in captivity. Up to this moment, 2025, that girl is still in the hand of the terrorists. Nobody could help her out. With all the international awareness that were created in the United States, in the UK, in Europe, everywhere, people were talking about Leah Sharibu. But up to this moment, as I'm telling you, that girl is still under the captivity of the Boko Haram because of her faith. Because of her faith. What crime did she commit? Nothing. Nothing. This is what Nigeria can offer you. And it is Nigeria, the same zoological republic that they came and announced to us that this girl have been forced into marriage, converted to Islam, and had children. They were not able to rescue her since 2018 up to this moment. How many years now? Since 2018. Since 2018 till now, how many years? They kept that girl in captivity. That girl has been going through torture. And that is what Nigeria present to you. And that is why we say nobody can help you except you help yourself. No human being can help you except you help yourself. Sometimes when we talk about the US, talk about it, all this is just for formality. They can't do anything except you begin to do something for yourself, begin to fight for yourself at a stage. As you know, you when you are sinking in an ocean, you must raise up your hand properly and wave to people on the ground for them to know that you need rescue. That waving of hand for rescue is what we are doing every day, online and offline. We don't come here to gossip. We don't come here to gossip. We don't come here for propaganda. We don't come here to promote any idiot. All we do here is to speak for our future, to create awareness, call attention of people of conscience to hear us and hear us loud. Nigerian deadly foundation. The deadly foundation of Nigeria have put every single human being in that contraption in danger. Everybody that calls himself or herself in Nigeria is in danger. They are all endangered persons, even though some of them pretend not to talk about it. They pretend it's not happening, but it doesn't change the fact. It doesn't change it. The truth remains the truth. The truth remains the truth. It doesn't change the truth. The truth remains the truth. Whether you accept it or you don't accept it, you are an endangered person. And it's just a matter of time. Nigeria will happen to you. Just a question of time. Nigeria will happen to you. And when it does, nobody is going to help you. Nobody's going to save you. The zoological republic where we find ourselves is not where we belong. The world must support Biafra exit now, because this forceful amalgamation of the zoological republic has gotten to the stage where the life of human beings are in danger. The foundation of the zoological republic is a faulty foundation. And on that faulty foundation, there is no foundation, nothing you will build on top of it that will stand. No kind of political magic that you can perform to make it work. From the beginning, it was all built on falsehood. The amalgamation of different people in that zoo was the plan of the British and British alone. It is the decision of the British, not the decision of the people. The people never decide to be together. The amalgamation of the Northern Protectorate, Southern Protectorate, and Lagos Colony into Nigeria on January 1st, 1914 was entirely the decision of the British colonial administration under Governor General Lord Frederick Lugard. This is what's just British making, agreement and plan. It doesn't concern anybody. No native participated in this. No native consent, indigenous rulers, chiefs, communities were not consulted in any democratic or formal sense. Nobody was consulted when this amalgamation was done. When this time bomb was built, called Nigeria, no native consent, indigenous rulers, chiefs, communities were not consulted in any democratic or formal sense. Local tribes, Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, Fulani, Ijo, Ibibi, Tiv, etc., did not sign any agreement to form one country. This is a fact, a verifiable. We never signed to be with any Janjaweed at any time. We never signed up to be with the Oduduwa people. We never signed up to merge ourselves with anybody. We were on our own. And the British came, formed whatever they formed, and forced people to begin to operate as a country for their own selfish interests. For their own economic motive. There was nothing else that made them to do that. It is just for economic motives. The primary reason for amalgamation was administrative convenience, financial interests of the British. Up to today, Nigeria is still existing for administrative convenience and financial interests of the Britain. Up to this minute as we speak. But the most painful is that some people idiotically are still promoting and supporting that same interest of the British for administrative convenience to remove and control Africa and for financial interest for Britain. Today, they have groomed some idiotic people who call themselves politicians. Bunch of clowns have been groomed to continue to carry on this administrative interest of the British and financial interest of the British. And they are not stopping. So when we talk of disintegration for people who go their separate ways and build a nation as a nation should be, they don't want it. They don't want it. The British will never support it because Nigeria is their own making for their own interests and continue to protect their interests. The richer South resources and taxes were merged with the poorer North to make the colony easier and deeper to govern. It was all about interests. It was all about our wealth. It was all about our resources to make it easier for the British to steal and manipulate and take everything without questioning. And because of that, they continue to create chaos. They continue to preach one Nigeria. All the Western countries today continue to support one Nigeria because of their interest. Because it is only under one Nigeria that they can be able to steal resources free. It is only under Nigeria that they can be able to steal and manipulate the resources of Nigeria without any accountability to anybody. That is why we are talking about exit from the zoo. They don't want to hear it. When you go to the United Nations and you mention Biafra, they all run out. They don't want to pay attention because they know what it tells. That is the only place they have today. As other African nations are pulling out from their colonial masters and forming their own nation, the zoo called Nigeria and their manipulators, fraudsters that they have groomed, and they are holding ground for the British to make sure they continue on that path of slavery. But for Biafrans, we will not stop fighting until our land is completely free. The zoological republic called Nigeria is just an artificial union. A union looped together over 250 ethnic groups with vastly different culture, religion, political system under one flag without their permission. That's an abomination. Abomination of the highest order. No country in the West will permit this for a month, let alone for decades. No country in the West will permit this kind of artificial union. A union lumped together over 250 ethnic groups with vastly different culture, religion, and political system under one flag without their permission. Remember, without their permission. If we had agreed, even if we are 2 billion tribes, and we within ourselves agreed to be together, it would be a different ballgame. Because it would be under agreement, which we all agreed. But these are 250 ethnic groups with vastly different culture, different religion, political system, different. They were forced under one flag without their own permission, without their consent. One idiot just wake up one day and call you from today going on that you are Nigerian. And so many of you today can put their life on the line to protect that very fraud that was put in place by the British. Some people that can put their life on the line for that fraud, they don't care. There are several evidence to show everything we see. It is not just a propaganda, or maybe we are saying it to tarnish image or something. It is a fact. Lord Lugar record shows amalgamation was a colonial directive, not a negotiated union. This is a report from Lord Lugar himself, his own record, shows amalgamation was a colonial directive, not a negotiated union. And after 100 years, Biafrans have been calling for negotiation. Nobody wants to pay attention. We call for referendum. They jailed our leader. We call for referendum. They arrest our leader. And you want us to be silent. No treaty whatsoever. No referendum whatsoever. No collective signature of native tribe exists showing voluntary entry into Nigeria. None exist anywhere on the planet Earth. And yet, some idiots are busy talking about election under that same forceful union called Nigeria. Are you not? That is why Mazen Nandekano described them as idiots and fools. You saw the way Mazen Nandekano described Nigerians annoyingly. You see the way he described them. When Mazen Nandekano said that you are lower than a dog, he doesn't make mistake. Because you see people protecting this very thing, something that you didn't participate in, and some idiotically will come and tell you they are founding fathers. Your so-called founding fathers, we are not even where this agreement were made. They were not part of it. They were not consulted. But at the same time, you see them come and call founding fathers. I don't know where they manufactured that language, founding father. And so many of them are running away, going with it. Founding father. What did your father found? What did your father, those people you call your father, what did they found for you? Where? How? When? But at the same time, some people are putting their life on the line for this very lie and madness. They can do anything to protect this lie. They can do anything to protect this madness. It is because of this same madness that they connived to kidnap Mazen Nandekano, today hold him in captivity. The most painful thing that there are still some Biafrans who are part of this madness, so who are part of these useless fools and clowns. Nigeria, crisis will never end. Crisis of identity, endless conflict, instability, all flow from the non-consensual foundation, whether you like it or not. That is why I say the problem of the zoological republic is foundational. It is not political. It is not leadership. It is a foundational problem. When you force people and lump them together in a place that they don't belong. Today you see some of them idiots running on Twitter comparing Nepal with Nigeria, that they should go to pay. Impossible. No human being can do that in Nigeria, because Nigeria is not a country. Nepal is a country. People of common interest. Even though they have different tribes in Nepal, they consented to what they have. They agreed together and pulled out of India to form Nepal. So Nepal is a country where people by themselves agree to have their nation, Nepal. And that is why when they want to rescue their country, they go and rescue it because they signed up for it. They don't talk about tribe. They don't talk about religion. They don't talk about it. In Nepal, you have Christian, Muslim, Hindu, different kinds of religion in Nepal. But they consented for what they have. And that is why they will sacrifice in unity to do what they have to do. But in Nigeria, Nigeria is a British program. It has nothing to do with indigenous people. No indigenous person signed up for it. That is why no indigenous person can put his life on the line for the Zoological Republic. Including these one Nigerians that are talking rubbish. None of them can stand the pressure when it comes. Because dying for Nigeria is dying in futility. It is dying in shame. It would have been a different ball game if we have signed up. If during the amalgamation that we, our parents, grandparents, signed up for what we have, we will do everything to make it work. But in a situation where we were not consulted, we don't know how it came. We don't know. And you want somebody to come and die for something he didn't sign up for. If you die for one Nigeria, you die a shameful death. That is why you see what happened. Everyone that has died for one Nigeria died a shameful death. They are not remembered. Look at the people who made them great. Look at the NSAS. People that died in NSAS do not get a befitting burial. Up to today, these were people who were trying to make Nigeria better, and they lost their life. There was no celebration for them. Many of them, they have not seen their corpse. Nobody was held accountable for taking their life, including people that served them as heroes. You see Sam Oparaji, the footballer, when he died. Where is he today? Rashid Yakini died a shameful death. Many of them that represented Nigeria in one way or the other, in one area or the other, all of them ended up in a shameful manner. Because you were serving something you did not sign up for. That is why our leader, Mazen Nane, can say, you serve Nigeria and come back in shame, whoever you are. Whether you are Ududuwa, you are Biafra, you are Arewa. Whatever you do in the name of the Zoological Republic will always end up in shame and disgrace. Because number one, you must be fraudulent. If it is in politics, you must be a criminal. They must force you to commit genocide against your own people before you become relevant. But it is a shame that today you see some people who want to put their life on the line for something that has nothing to do with them. Because no tribe signed in, no tribe is bound forever. Because we did not sign up for one Nigeria, the amalgamation, we didn't sign up for it. Nobody can put his life on the line for it. Nobody. For those of you dreaming that what happened in Nepal, it can never. You saw Nepal. How many people were shot? Nepal, they were protesting. How many people were shot? About 4 people alone. Only 4 people were shot. And the entire country came out and brought down the whole government from the presidency to the last person. Beat them up. Caught the first lady red-handed and beat her up. That is what you see in a country. In a country, people have the power. Before you begin to talk about the power of the people, talk about a country. In Nigeria is not a country, and you cannot get that. When you see some of them talking in Twitter, you are talking rubbish here. All you're talking is absolute nonsense. Comparing Nepal, situation of Nepal with Nigeria. Nigeria is not a country. It's a British creation. You first of all have to start from disintegration, disintegrate it, break it down, break it. That is the easiest way to break away. Let every region go back their separate ways. If later we want to come back, there's no problem. We can come back under agreement that we all reach. After all, Germany were apart before, and later they come back together. Today, countries that went far from India are planning to come back under a new agreement. Russia, people left Russia, are also trying to bring them back on a new agreement. But it must have to be something that the people signed up for. So when we talk about disintegration of Nigeria, it is not out of hate or wicked, it is the right thing to do. Because what you have now, nobody signed up for it for that. Nobody is a Nigerian. Nobody. That's why I say nobody is a Nigerian. Including the idiots who are parading themselves up and down, talking one Nigeria, defending nonsense, what they don't know. Nobody is a Nigerian. Nobody. Nobody. Because your great-grandparents did not sign up for it. That is why Biafra exit is something that the whole world, people that matter, must support. That makes Biafra exit from Nigeria a legitimate thing, a legitimate move to make. That have legitimized our self-determination struggle under international law. Under international law. For the fact that we were forced into this, we never signed up for what we have today. We did not put on a signature. That alone legitimized our self-determination quest under international law. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. They can continue to push their lies, propaganda, their wickedness, their idiocy. It cannot change anything. The truth remains the truth. That nobody is a Nigerian. Nobody. What you have are different tribes on their own, operating on their own, forced to play the card of the British, thereby today creating chaos everywhere. Clash of interests. Clash of interests. Everybody have their own interests. The Fulanis have their interests, what they are chasing, to take over the land and Fulanize the whole area with their own religion. The Yorubas have their own interests to form their monarchical system and run it. In Biafra, we have our own agenda. A circular system where everybody can be able to practice whatever they want to practice freely, without obstruction. Let everybody be in their own. If later on we decide to be together, we come together under an agreement that we all have to sign. Nigeria is nothing but a British company, not a true nation. It is a British company and remains a British company until it is dissolved completely and thrown to the abyss where it belongs. There's not supposed to be something like that. In 21st century, in 2025, such name is not supposed to be mentioned anywhere. A place where people were forced together to operate under a certain idiotic rules and laws, all in the name of democracy. Unfortunately, some clowns who claim to be educated are supporting it and promoting it, even though they know that they themselves are not even Nigerians. Because no sensible person will be forced into a marriage that you don't want to be into. These are the same people that will go around and preaching about don't force somebody into a marriage, don't do forceful marriage, you don't support forceful marriage. But here are you, forcing people in broad daylight, campaigning and preaching. Today you see them, they are all they know to talk about, even in the massive insecurity that they have. The massive insecurity, which is created by this same amalgamation. They are not talking about it. They are busy talking about election. They are busy talking about election. And you think that your trouble will end. The trouble of the Zoological Republic has just started. And anybody that cares about humanity should add his voice to see to the end of the zoo. My fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, watching across the world, wherever you are watching from. Today we expose the fraudulent foundation of Nigeria. A nation built not by choice, but by forceful amalgamation. Built by forceful amalgamation. Nigeria has become a graveyard of peace, justice, and freedom. The time has come to end this deadly foundation and allow Biafra to rise. That is why we are here every day, calling on the international community. The world must stand with Biafra, because silent is complicity. Biafrans have cried and shouted for a very long time. We have cried, complained, shouted for a very long time. And enough is enough. There is no way you can say you care about humanity and you see people in a death trap facing death and you keep silent. You talk so much about human rights. You see where a country abuses human rights to the highest level. Yet you do nothing. You keep silent. You keep silent. How long? How many people do you want to die before you come into the issue? How many people more do you need to die before you pay attention to Biafra? How many more people? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has come to the rescue. You connived with your saboteurs. You sabotaged him. Governments of the world came together through Kenya and kidnapped him. Even when all his rights were taken away from him, every human right abuse was committed by Nigeria. International laws violated up to this moment. There has not been any punishment to Nigeria. No sanction, no reprimanding, nothing. And they still went boldly to take him to their court. Even when he defeated them, they refused to leave him. And the world is watching, moving ahead as if nothing happened. They are still entering into transactions and businesses with Nigeria. They pretend nothing happened. How long shall we continue to allow this to happen? For how long are we going to continue on this path of wickedness? For how long will we remain in this path? What is the world waiting for? How many people more do they need to die before they will come to the aid of the Biafran people? How many lives more do you want to be wasted? Is that how the world is supposed to operate? Is that what humanity is all about? Is that what United Nations is all about? Wait and let people die and then you come and say sorry? Wait and let people die, then you come and write history? Is that what the world is all about? My fellow Biafrans, you must know that only you can save yourself. Nobody will do it for you. Our Prime Minister have come to the rescue. Just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you can see what happened. They connived in different kinds of ways, brought fake charges, lies and allegations against him, and they took him out. Because they own the powers, they own the media, they have the money. They can manipulate anything they manipulate, they have the powers. As long as we are in their country, what else are you going to do? Like yesterday, I was watching the speech of Cho Ayuba. Cho Ayuba was speaking to the people of Amazonia from Norwegian prison. He sent a message. And in his speech, he said he's not angry with Norwegian government. I picked a lesson from what he said. Cho Ayuba said, I am not angry to Norwegian government. That whatever they are doing is according to their law. And for the fact that he has opportunity in that Norwegian law, in their country to utilize the environment to be able to make impact in his own nation, that he will do everything he can. That he still had the opportunity to do things he cannot be able to do in Cameroon. He did. From Norway. So that he's not angry with them. So whatever their law says and whatever, he knows their law, he knows that whatever, he's not angry with them. That even for the fact that he had the opportunity to speak and pursue the cause of his freedom of his people from there, that is a plus for him. Opportunities that the country where he come from, claim he come from, cannot present to him. He got it there. So he said he's not angry at them. He's not angry. And when I listened to that speech that he made, I was really touched. I was really touched. Now you can see that we are on our own. Only we can face our problem. And when I was listening to him, I also began to look at Mazi Simon Ekpa. Mazi Simon Ekpa tried to use the opportunities presented to him in Finland to rescue his people. That was all Mazi Simon Ekpa was doing. Mazi Simon Ekpa tried to use the opportunity presented by the Finland government and their system that the Zoological Republic can never present to you. Impossible. That in the next 1 billion years, you can never get such opportunity in Nigeria. Mazi Simon Ekpa saw that opportunity in Finland and he used it to make impact in the life of people and pursue the freedom of people. And I bet you, I don't think Mazi Simon Ekpa will be angry with Finland when he comes out. I don't think he's going to go and fight against them. Because he was able to utilize the opportunity that presented him to make impact. Opportunity that he cannot get anywhere except in his own motherland, which he is fighting for to create. Our freedom is in our hands. We must not pay attention to any idiot anywhere. Nobody can give you freedom. If you don't give that to yourself, nobody can give you freedom. And because of that, I'm going to play one of the programs of Mazi Simon Ekpa. One of the last programs he made before all these things changed. When Mazi Simon Ekpa began to change the narrative, you will see the program, a Biafran program he made with Finnish flag in his hand. He was holding a Finland flag. And he was speaking. I want us to go through that program once again. Let us listen to that program that was done by our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa and read meaning into it before we proceed.
We are going to take the awareness for the freedom of Biafra people to the next level. The media awareness, we are taking it to the next level. I want you to understand that from today, the broadcasts for the Biafra liberation and the freedom have changed. And like I promised Biafra people yesterday, that we are going to step up our game since we are now in the international stage in this liberation. Everybody is talking about it. It is time to bring the plight of the Biafra people to the world. We have preached to the Biafra people from the local level. We have preached to the people in Nigeria. We have preached to the indigenous people in Nigeria. We have preached to the African people. We are now preaching to Europeans. We are now preaching to Americans. We are now preaching to Asians. We are now preaching to those who are interested, who want to save the life of indigenous people.
This is what we are supposed to be doing now. Mazi Simon Ekpa laid this foundation, changing of the narrative of our preaching. Our message online today is not supposed to be about saga. It's not supposed to be about insult. It's not supposed to be about our brothers and sisters. It is supposed to be about educating the people of the world that you want to pay attention to you and give you recognition. Putting information out there of the reasons why you are doing what you are doing. The reasons Biafra deserve to exit Nigeria. The atrocities and the secret wars of Nigeria against its own citizens. That is supposed to be our message. Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoku changed this game before you and I. But today, go to the platform of people who claim to be Biafra media warriors. Go and check, go to their platform. All you see there is gossip, propaganda, blackmail, lies, saga. This one said, this one said. The only thing they are good at is bringing somebody's video, put it and begin to talk rubbish. That is all they know. They just wait for you to finish your video. Whenever you finish your video, they will take it and begin. That is the only content. That is the only content. Go and check all the Biafra, and that is what Biafran people want. That is the most idiotic thing to do. But unfortunately, that is what most of you like. That is what most of us Biafran, that is what we want. You want where they are castigating somebody, where they are defending one person or the other, where they are talking about it, and you forgot about the real mission that we have at hand, the real responsibility that we have at hand. You have forgotten. And I asked them so many times, if somebody who is not a Biafran, who is involved in this your nonsense talk, comes to your platform and listen, what is that person going to hear about Biafra? That's the question. You claim your platform is for Biafra. When somebody who is not a Biafra, who is not even a Nigerian, somebody who is not an African, come across your platform, what is the person going to hear about Biafra? It's a question. Some of you don't ask yourself that question. What you are interested in what did Mr. A say? What did Mr. B say? What did Mr. Kam say this? Why did he say that? This one say this. Why did he say that? This one say that he's correct. This one is not correct. I'm supporting Mr. E. I'm supporting Mr. B. Bunch of bunkum. That is what you people are following. And that is what so many of Biafrans today want. This present generation of Biafra, that is what they want. Saga. That is what they want. And some of them are idiotically supporting what they don't even know. What they are even supporting, they don't know jack about what they're supporting. So many of these people are people who just came yesterday and day before yesterday that they don't even know what they are supporting. That thing they are supporting, they don't even know it. They don't even know. They cannot even substantiate. They cannot even verify what they are talking about. That is how bad it is. But we must continue. Mazi Simon Ekpa changed that thing, and he told us what we are supposed to be doing at this point in time. I don't know whether if you were sleeping when he said it.
I want you to understand that from today, the broadcasts for the Biafra liberation and the freedom have changed. And like I promised Biafra people yesterday, that we are going to step up our game since we are now in the international stage in this liberation. Everybody is talking about it. It is time to bring the plight of the Biafra people to the world. We have preached to the Biafra people from the local level. We have preached to the people in Nigeria. We have preached to the indigenous people in Nigeria. We have preached to the African people. We are now preaching to Europeans. We are now preaching to Americans. We are now preaching to Asians. We are now preaching to those who are interested, who want to save the life of indigenous people in Nigeria, so that Nigeria will not use the Taliban of Nigeria to kill everybody and turn Nigeria into Islamic State. We are going to fight. We are Christians, and we have what we call the dangerous diversity in Nigeria, and a very destructive diversity that can never work. Today, we are going to bring our plight to the world from what is happening in Munich, or what happened in Munich, where they have what we call the Munich Security Conference about the Ukraine war, and the NATO membership of the NATO, and the crisis around the world, especially within Europe. So we are going to analyze some of these videos from this Munich conference, where they are discussing the freedom of people in Europe, where they are discussing the security of people in Europe. So I want to learn from there, and then I will use it to, do some things from the perspective of the Biafra people. We are all human beings. If you can fight for Ukraine, if Russia invade Ukraine, you have to fight for Biafra, as Nigeria has invaded Biafra. If you say that the Russia has breached and violated the law, Nigeria also has violated the law, the international law. Nigeria has violated the United Nations human rights which they are also signatory to, Nigeria has violated the law just as Russia. And on
this was one of the messages of Mazi Simon Ekpa that shocked the world, that made Europe to come together to begin to manipulate on how to take him out. Because Mazi Simon Ekpa was hitting the point. That is why I say broadcast is not just to come and take somebody's video and analyze. It is making sense to the world in what you are saying, because all this we are talking, I'm not saying this is because of Biafran people. The world is watching. Most of the program I do here is for people that will come across this video program to know our pain. The reason we are doing what we are doing, our pain. The right we have in pursuit of our freedom. Why we say we will no longer be part of Nigeria. You heard Mazi Simon Ekpa make a straight case about Russia and Ukraine. You are there blaming Russia on taking over Ukraine. You are there attacking Russia. You are there mobilizing all the forces in the world against Russia. But look at Biafra. Biafra has been taken over by Nigeria for more than 50 years now. Secret war has been going on. Genocide going on a daily basis. Not in the secret, in the open. So many of them have been reported by international community, by Amnesty International. But yet, the world turned a total blind eye to it because it is a British company and it doesn't affect their own interest. Ukraine is about their interest to exercise their powers, to show that they know it. And now, we are doing the same thing they are doing in Ukraine. We are doing the same thing. And they said, it's an abomination. And they called us terrorists. And they say, why must we do that? The same thing they are doing to rescue Palestinians. Today, we are doing the same thing to rescue our own people. Even though we are not even begging them, since they don't want to look at our own case, we decided within ourselves to rescue ourselves, to do the same thing they are doing. That is what our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa is leading. And today they took him out and say he's inciting. You see, Mazi Simon Ekpa, while he was preaching this message, he had the Finnish flag in his hand. And that flag has a significance. That was a reason he held it. That was when Finland themselves were trying to join NATO. They were joining NATO. But he cannot say because he's in Finland, they are joining NATO, and NATO is against Russia, so that he will not say the truth. He spoke the truth, even though he's a Finnish citizen. Because all of us know that Finland is with the NATO, and they're against Russia. Finland is against Russia. So if you're against Russia, what happens to Biafra and Nigeria? The same thing you are accusing Russia is likely the same thing that other people are doing. And you are supporting them. Let's continue to listen to myself.
That ground, we are opting out. We are saying that what Nigeria is parading to the world as a democratic process, they call it a general election, is not a democratic process. And that is why the Biafra people are going to not allow Nigeria to conduct election in its territory, because the election of Nigeria is not a democratic process. There is nothing democratic when you have 400,000 Boko Haram in the Nigerian army or police to come to Biafra land and lay a siege and ask people to come out and vote. That is not a democratic process. It is worse than what is going on in Ukraine. So on that ground, Biafra people are only requesting the opportunity to have a true democratic process, which is what we call the referendum. So by the time we succeed in stopping Nigeria from conducting this election in Biafra territory, we are going to now begin to demand and have what we call the referendum that will give every person the right to participate and decide their future, whether they want to be part of a terrorist country or not, whether they want to be part of a country that have committed crime globally, whether they want to be part of a country that all they do is to breed criminals, and whether they want to be part of a country that everything innovation has been abolished. And they have adopted what we call the Sunni, which is that they abolish everything innovation. We are innovative, and we don't want to be part of a country where they are abolishing innovation and they're adopting what we call Sunni. So this particular diversity is very dangerous and very destructive, that it must end this year. If it did not end this year, we may find ourselves in the position or the situation like the Afghanistan people, and at the end of the day, the Taliban will take over. I want to inform you today, those of you listening from Europe, from America, that some of you that are into security issues, you know that Nigeria has always, tried to rehabilitate terrorists, and they will now, recruit them into the security agencies. When you come to Africa with African mentality and the ideology of terrorists, you cannot recruit terrorists and rehabilitate them within 6 months, and you say you are now recruiting them into Nigeria security apparatus, and you allow us, you expect us to keep quiet and want to, live our life in a country like that? No, we want to stop Afghanistan template that is being played in Nigeria. In Afghanistan, it took them 20 years. America pumped money for good over 20 years. At the end of the day, they defeated everybody and they took over Afghanistan. We cannot just watch and look at Afghanistan repeating in Nigeria. Why you put our life in danger in the name of politics? Why you put our life in danger in the name of democracy? There is no democracy in Nigeria. We are fighting for the true democracy, and that is why we will not allow this fraudulent election to hold in Biafra land. If you support this election, you are fighting against democracy. If you support this election, you are fighting against justice. If you support this election, you are fighting against fairness. In Nigeria, after you go into the poll to vote, the court of the Fulani will give a decision and decide who will become the chairman, or who will become the governor, or who will become even the president. So we do not want to validate Nigeria again, and we are making this position very clear to the international community. We are saying that Nigeria are bringing over 400,000 security personnel to force Biafra into election, and we are not going to allow that. So if you are coming from the Western world to be an observer in Biafra land, you may end up witnessing a war of separation. And because when these 400,000 policemen come to Biafra, they are not coming for peace. They are coming to kill our young men, kill our children, kill our women, burn our houses, and we cannot put our hand and watch. So we're going to fight back. So if you are coming to Biafra land in the name of observer, just be very security conscious, because you may end up coming to observe war between Nigeria and Biafra, because they are going to come in our land to fight war with 400,000 policemen that they could not provide when the Fulanis are killing our people. They could not provide the security when their sponsored jihadists and terrorists come to our land to kill. Today, they are deploying 400,000 policemen to conduct election. It is unacceptable. And Biafra people have made up their mind. I am just a spokesperson for the Biafra people, and I'm telling them they are right, and they are agreeing to that information, and agreeing to the advice and the directive I'm giving to them as the spokesperson of Biafra people. So today, we are going to listen from our own other people from the European Union side, from NATO, from the security conference that is happening in Munich, and we are going to get and borrow some word, and add it to what we are doing. People to understand that we are not just coming to social media to rant. Rather, we have come for a just cause and a just fight. Fight to freedom. That's all. We are not interested in any other thing other than referendum for the Biafra people. The time is now. All right, I welcome you for this opening speech. A lot of issues have been touched and addressed. You are watching live and direct on Enter Biafra Channel 1, live and direct on Enter Biafra 97.5 FM in Biafra land. Watching live and direct on other auto-piloted IPOB platform. I want everybody to pay attention to what I'm about to do this evening.
You confirmed this U.S. support, but we all know next year the United States will enter into an election campaign. We are in a democracy. We know which side of the aisle the result will be. How sure are you that, or certain are you that what you have said, that Putin who wants to wait us out, that in the end will not succeed.
Thank you, Christoph. As I said, I believe, and I believe the American people understand the stakes. And the stakes being our moral interest and our strategic interest.
Our moral interest, our strategic interest. I want you to listen to this. Our moral interest. In Biafra today, within the Nigeria state,
Vice President,
our fight now is a fight for our moral interest, morality, moral interest.
Commitment to the support of Ukraine, and we have many representatives from Ukraine here in the room, and
they are not more better than us.
Certainly
If America can fight for their moral interest, Biafra people have started fighting for their moral interest.
US support, but we all know next year the United
Our moral interest is constantly being violated in Nigeria by the Nigeria state because of the differences in diversity. So we want to fight to also protect our moral interest. And our moral interest can only be protected as an independent state where we can practice this democracy to the fullest. Thank you.
States will enter into an election campaign. We are in a democracy. We know which side of the aisle the result will be. How sure are you that, or certain are you that what you have said, that Putin who wants to wait us out, that in the end he will not succeed?
Thank you, Christoph. As I said, I believe, and I believe the American people understand the stakes. And the stakes being our moral interest and our strategic interest.
Our moral interest and our strategic interest. Like I said before, I want to borrow something from them. I want to lend this their, what they are saying, because this is now the highest level, of international politics. So what we do now is to protect our moral interest. Our moral interest has been violated, has been rubbished in Nigeria. Nigeria do not have any moral, they don't protect any moral interest of any ethnic group in Nigeria. They do not protect any moral interest of any ethnic nationality in Nigeria. And the time has come that we begin to adopt the West style of civilization. So we are also demanding that our interests, our moral interests, will be protected. And the only place it can be protected is in Biafra nation, where we have where our diversity is completely dissolved, and we can progress and build our nation as people with the same cultural value, with the same moral value system, with everything the same. We have no same moral value system with the northern Nigeria. We do not have anything in common. In fact, it is 1,000 poles apart, clashing of interest. So when you are trying to protect your moral value in the Nigeria, where a northerner is a jihadist, where the whole system has been Fulanized, it does not work. They look for you to kill. Now I am preaching that our people need to have freedom, and they are placing $100,000 bounty on my head. As you can see, they have increased the money from $50,000 to $100,000 because I am asking for freedom. The moral value system can never be protected in Nigeria. And the picture here explains it. Nigeria retirees and European retirees. This cannot be accepted anymore. We want to give our retirees a good life and a better standard of living. We cannot continue to allow retirees to live like animals, like you see them sitting on the street, while in Europe, retirees are well treated and have people taking care of them. We want a Biafra where this moral value that has been bastardized, as you can see in the picture, will be respected, and protected. Thank you, and let us continue.
I will tell you, I travel around the United States, and I have seen the Ukrainian flag fly in places most of you have probably never heard of in the United States.
Biafra flag will be next. Ukrainian flag is flying in most places where everybody did not, where most of people didn't know they exist. And I just pray that we did not go to the point where the Biafra flag have to fly everywhere in America before our freedom will be given to us.
In storefronts.
Because it can be avoided by just requesting for referendum and everybody will vote. And after that, everybody will go to his house and answer his father's name.
In front of homes, people proudly wearing, Americans proudly wearing the colors of Ukraine. The American people are aware of the images of Bucha. The American people take great pride in a fight for independence.
American people take great pride in a fight for independence. I want you to understand that it is not only America that take great pride in a fight for independence. Biafra people are just as human beings as American people, and we have decided to emulate you by taking pride in the fight for independence. And this is not independent of another country. We are not taking pride in fighting for independence of another country. Rather, we are taking pride now in the fight of our own independence, of our own life, of our own future. And we are appealing to you, if this comes to your table, because it is going to come, by the time Biafra succeed in stopping this particular fraud called election, it will come to your table. When it comes to your table, please remember that we want to emulate you by taking pride in fighting for freedom that is not for another people but for ourselves and for our future. Please, this is a plea and appeal I am making to America and to the world, that America should not be the only country that will fight and get pride in fighting for freedom. We are not fighting for another country freedom. We are not taking pride in that. We don't have the capacity to do that yet, but at least we are taking pride, the Biafra people, in standing very tall against Nigeria to fight for our own freedom. And that's what we are starting from this year. And so this coming week may not be very funny to the world.
That being part of the foundation of our nation and our principles and values. I think about where the United States is going on this issue based on the track record of where we've been.
This is exactly the track record of where America has been. I am not here to talk against America, but we can see the track record in Afghanistan. We have seen the track record, okay? We've seen the track record in Libya. We've seen the track record in Iraq. We've seen the track record in Syria, okay? That is not to say that whatever they did that time was wrong, but it's a track record we are talking about, right? And we have been killed in millions. America supported it at some point. In the 60s, during Biafra War, we were killed. America, the world, watched how they starved us to death. And Biafra people, children, died in their millions. And that war has not ended. It still continues. The starvation has not ended. It still continues. So this particular broadcast today is going to be very short, so that the world will understand that we have a problem, and when this problem needs to be solved. We do not need to go into war to solve it. There is possibility that your action and not overlooking Africa will solve this problem without gun battle. But the point I'm trying to make today as a representative of Biafra people is that Biafra is also ready to go the round for the second time, if that is what it takes. Those people that are making comments on social media, they are just minority. They have access to the internet and they can make noise on social media. Those people following P2B and co, they just have access to the internet. They are ignorant of their own problem. And the majority of America did not agree for America to go to Afghanistan. There are opposition parties that did not accept American invasion in Iraq. There are opposition political parties that did not accept America going to invade Syria. There are opposition political parties and Americans, millions, that did not agree with Obama when Obama invaded Libya. It is normal. So the question here is that the majority of Biafra people want to leave Nigeria. So P2B, as a single person who does not have anything to offer, cannot be a distraction to whether our moral interests should be protected outside Nigeria or not. To know whether our future should be protected outside Nigeria or not. I want to send this thing, and I'm expecting that one day this whole thing will escalate if you people do not want to intervene and solve it now that it has not escalated. Because definitely, you know, freedom, everybody knows freedom is not given, it is taken. Just like the Ukrainians are taking their own by force against Russia, we are going to take our own also against Nigeria. And we are doing that already. It is important that this particular coming week, that Nigeria is planning to murder our people by deploying 400,000 policemen. These policemen are security agencies. Some of them are ex-Boko Haram members that they have recruited, rehabilitated according to them, and recruited into the system. And they are not coming to Biafra land to, you know, follow the rule of engagement or follow the rule of law. They are coming to kill. They are coming to cause chaos. They are coming to cause crisis. And the ignorant people will say, oh, you are the one causing it because you are agitating and fighting for your freedom. Is that a justification to come and start killing innocent people because Simon Ekpa is preaching the freedom of Biafra? Do you justify that? I want everybody to know that this message today must be caught and edited and shared and let it go to the world. We are going to broadcast it. Share it to all medias that you know, so they understand that we are not shaking. We are going to stand on our ground of no election, only referendum will be allowed in Biafra land. And next week, Biafra people are going to speak. We are going to speak in a very strong voice that will shock the world.
You only have to look at where we were a year ago and where we are today in terms of the contributions and resources that America has put into everything from ammunition to artillery to air defense.
Sometimes these ammunitions and defense goes into the wrong hand. I'm not talking about Ukraine, but I'm talking from the history. We have the same value system with America. Why are you not giving us arms to defend ourselves against terrorists and jihadist government? Why do you have to give arms to people that do not have the same faith with you? I'm not talking about Ukraine, and don't get me wrong. I'm talking about the past and previous investment of America in Arab countries. Why do you go to support Afghanistan Taliban? Why do you go to give arms to them? You don't have the same faith. You don't have the same cultural value system. You don't even have the same moral interest. Your moral interests are not the same. Why do you choose to fund and arm them, you know, for whatever reason, and now we are now in a state of anarchy in our land against Nigeria? Nigeria state is coming and committing genocide in our land, killing us just because we want to demand our right to govern ourselves. We want to demand independence. Just want to enjoy, just like Ukraine has been. We want to do and live like the people in Europe. Is that a crime? The investment you can do that will benefit you will be the only investment America and Europe can do now is to support Biafra exit from Nigeria. We have the resources, we have the minerals, we have whatever you think, we have the brain. And working with Biafra people will be the best thing for global peace. For peace in Africa, for peace in the Sahel. So that the influx of immigrants from Africa, which is mainly being supplied by Nigeria, to Europe will reduce. Once that reduces, it will reduce the crime that Nigerians are committing all over the world. So it is for your interest. And I will, at this juncture, bring a video of this man who also lamented how the Boko Haram will take over Nigeria and will turn Nigeria, and they make Nigeria safe haven, and at the end of the day they are going to attack America. With the emergence of Biafra as a nation, they can never succeed in attacking America. So I want everybody to watch.
They're willing to cooperate because of that, because they know each other, because there's some tribal ties and engagements that allow them to work together, whereas in other parts of the world they have different objectives and a little bit different view, and so that tends to bring Islamic State and Al-Qaeda into conflict. Here they're able to overcome that, and that's what, and work for a common purpose in their mind. Very good. It was nice. I think long term, and we don't know when this will happen, but long term they want to establish themselves, they want to establish a caliphate, and they are willing, we know they have not only the desire, but the will to attack the United States and the West.
You see, in the long time, they don't know when this is going to be. They don't know when this is going to be, but in the long time, they know that they're going to attack the United States and the West. I didn't say it. It is coming from a general who has been in the Sahel region. So let us listen to him again.
I think long term, and we don't know when this will happen, but long term they want to establish themselves, they want to establish a caliphate, and they are willing, we know they have not only the desire, but the will to attack the United States and the West.
When they establish the caliphate, once they found Nigeria a safe haven, establish a caliphate, they are going to attack America and the West. That is what we are fighting for. You see? So when you disintegrate Nigeria, you have disintegrated this threat that is a futuristic threat that is posing to against America and the West. So I want everybody to understand that when we are fighting for our freedom, we are fighting for the safety of Europe and the safety of America. Because once they succeed in taking Nigeria, just like they take Afghanistan, that is the end. You are all going to be in hell, waiting for any day that the caliphate from Nigeria will come to Europe and attack you. They are going to be sponsoring terrorists into Europe, and it is going to happen, but we are going to stop them this year.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats now so we can prepare the room for the next session.
World for your Ukraine policy.
I think, should I start, my dear? Yeah. I think it is important that we're very clear about what this Russian war is. It is about Putin's imperialistic plans. And this is something where all of us, and mainly the global south, have a very, it is completely unacceptable. And countries on the other side have a bitter and long-standing experience. First you send your negotiators in, then you send, they see that the experts are being sent in, and then it's the mercenaries that are being sent in. So what we have to do is not only explain that we will never ever accept this imperialistic war, we will never ever accept that Putin is trampling on the international law that protects all of us, that the UN Charter, that is also in the interest, I mean it's in the interest of every single country, is being treated so disrespectful, and that we will never accept that today you can send tanks just across the border to invade a country.
And I want to also remind the European Union that everything that they have said here, the Nigerian government has done it in Biafra land. Nigerian government has breached and violated all available international law. They have they have committed extraordinary rendition, kidnapping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya because Africa is corrupt and nobody is talking. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a British citizen, and they kidnap him from Kenya, rendition him, torture him for 8 days, subject him to all manner of degrading treatment and human rights abuse and torture, and sent him to Nigeria and incarcerated him. It didn't end there. I want to inform the European Union that in addition to this, the United Nations Arbitrary Committee on against torture and arbitrary detention also have issued ultimatum to the Nigeria state to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu within 6 months and compensate him. 6 months has expired. Nigeria violated that particular directive from the United Nations. I want to inform Europe that Nigeria government have committed as worse crime than Russia Putin against the Biafra people. The only difference here is that Biafra at this day is still within the Nigeria state, and they are sending the military and tanks to Biafra land within Nigeria to kill their own citizens. The difference here is that while Putin is sending military tanks across border, Nigeria is sending military tanks within its own border as Nigeria state, and they are killing their own citizens and nobody is talking. So I want the Europe to understand that Nigeria state has committed worse crime. The number of deaths being recorded in Nigeria every day at number 100 times the number of deaths being recorded in Ukraine, with all the military strike and the tanks that Russia is sending to Ukraine. So I want this particular record to be very straight, that impunity, civil war is ongoing in Nigeria, and the Biafra people cannot take it anymore, and we do not want to be part of a country like that again. There is no plan for development. There is no plan for innovative future in Nigeria. Everything is going down, and their plan is just to Islamize us and turn us into caliphate. And we are not going to accept that kind of arrangement. You cannot force us to change our faith from Christian to caliphate, to Muslims. We are not Muslims. We are very, very different people. Our cultures are different. Languages are different. Everything is different. So, and this particular issue that is happening today, the crisis in Nigeria, is a long time coming. It's a history that we have. We cannot continue to overlook this historic mistake and miscarriage of justice against the Biafra people, and we are going to go into the poll this coming week to validate Nigeria again. So we are putting this to the notice to the Americans, to Europeans, to understand that we are also human beings fighting for our future, fighting for right to live, fighting for right to existence, fighting for the right to practice our faith and religion, fighting for the right to participate in a democratic process that is globally acceptable. And the democratic process starts by allowing the people to choose how they want to live their life freely. And if you cannot allow them to choose, then you are inviting anarchy, and they have to revolt against the system. And that is happening already. So let us continue.
And this is something which my experience in the last 12 months needs a lot of just work, to work together with the Global South, to make understood our point of view, but also to work with them on dealing with the knock-on effect of this atrocious war. This is the food crisis. This is the energy crisis. And that we do our utmost to deal with the knock-on effects in a way that the Global South does not suffer too much from Putin's war of aggression. This is our task. It's hard work, but it's absolutely worth it.
Prime Minister Marin, somebody as cult a hero around the world as President Lula of Brazil also doesn't believe in the intervention that you all have taken in NATO against, as you described, the illegal invasion of one country by a bigger country. So, as Commissioner von der Leyen says, We will never support this. We understand their historic issues. How do you see...
Now, this is another comment from another country president that they will never support this, that they understand the historical issue. The question I want to ask to America, to Europe today, what do you know about Nigeria historical issues? What do you know? How conversant are you with the Nigeria historical issues? How conversant are you with the formation of Nigeria? How conversant are you with the Biafra plight in Nigeria? How conversant are you with all these historical issues about Nigeria, and how do you intend to deal with it? Because it is all about now historical, that they know historical issues. So I hope that you are all aware of the historical issues when it comes to Nigeria, because from next week, it is going to be an escalation. And that escalation will definitely call your attention that you start talking about it. So I hope that when this time comes, you are going to know the historical issues of Nigeria, because the discussion will be coming from that particular perspective, the historical issue in Nigeria. Very, very important. Right, let us continue.
Trying to convince others of the justness of your cause.
The war in Ukraine, it's not only an issue for Europe, it's the issue for the whole world. And that's because there's a war of values going on. Authoritarian...
Exactly the same thing, my Prime Minister. What we are fighting for has become the fight for value. Everything has to do with value. Value system. Now, do you have the same value system with the caliphate? The answer is no. Do you have the same value system with the jihadists? The answer is no. The only people that you have the same value system with are the Igbos, are the Biafrans, are the Efiks, are all the other ethnic groups that comprise the Biafra people. These are the people that you have the same value system with. You do not have value system with the Fulanis, with the nomadic terrorists. You do not have the same value system with this jihadist. You do not have the same value system with the Taliban of Nigeria. So you have the same value system with us. And it is the same clash of interests that have subjugated us into this slavery by mistake because of the British interest. Britain left European Union and they voted, and a lot of people in Britain voted against leaving the European Union. The same thing is happening in Biafra today. Some people, if you ask them question, are you sitting at home? No, I'm not sitting at home because I want Biafra. They are forcing me. But you want Biafra? Yes. The same thing is happening in Europe. The same thing has happened to the United Kingdom. The same thing will continue to happen, and it is normal in democracy. Some people will agree, some people will not agree. But at the end of the day, the majority carries the vote. During the time the United Kingdom was exiting the European Union, a lot of people in the United Kingdom objected it. Even to today, some people are still objecting it, that it was not the right decision to do. Yet, they exited. We are asking to have the same right of existence, that we respect our right and our value. Why I'm making this broadcast today is that it is going to go down in history. In the next coming week, it will be unbelievable. And your attention must be called when the time comes next week. So you have to learn to respect our own value and our own right to protect that particular value system, the interest that follows it. That's all I'm preaching. And that's why I have invested and sacrificed my life, put my life in danger to make sure that I educate my people that they have a choice. They have a choice not to validate Nigeria this coming weekend. And they have agreed that they are not going to validate Nigeria. So if Nigeria is bringing security agents to kill us like they do in the past, we have already arms, which we have been using to defend ourselves. We are going to defend the land of Biafra. And it will not end well.
Countries are raising their heads. They are raising their heads against the international rule-based order. And this is a problem for everyone. When Russia attacked Ukraine, it violated all the rules, all the agreements it has itself been committed to before.
Exactly the same thing. When Nigeria went to Kenya to kidnap a British citizen who happened to come from Biafra land, they violated every international agreement. When Nigeria refused to obey United Nations Arbitrary Committee, they violated the international law. A violation of the law is a violation of the law. Law is law. Violation of international treaty, violation of international instrument, violation of international agreement is a violation of international agreement. Cross-border crime. A cross-border crime is a cross-border crime. Nigeria have committed that crime. Nigeria have disobeyed the United Nations. They have no regard to international agreement. They have no regard to international law. And we cannot choose to continue to live a life like that. So we want to enjoy the same right, just like every one of you in the European Union.
And this is a problem for everyone, because then we will only see decades of this kind of behavior ahead of us if Ukraine doesn't win the war and if we don't stand behind our values and the international rule-based order. So I think...
That is it. Ukraine is definitely going to win the war because they are fighting for their right. So they are definitely going to win the war. But we are also standing behind our value. Our Prime Minister, a very, very brilliant lady, she is speaking the mind, just like, in an average film. They pour out their heart when they talk. So she's speaking it the way it is. We stand strongly, behind our value system. And that is what is driving and propelling Simon Ekpa to do what he is doing today. And I'm not going to stop. Rather, I am increasing the tempo.
You see, when you look at the message of our Prime Minister, you begin to wonder what really went wrong. Upon what is Finland authorities standing to pronounce Mazi Simon Ekpa as a terrorist or to begin to detain Mazi Simon Ekpa? You begin to wonder. These messages are very clear. The day Mazi Simon Ekpa preached this message, he was holding Finland flag. You can see the Finland flag with him there. And there is a reason why he was holding up that flag. There is a reason. He was making a reference in this program about the Russia and Ukraine issue. And you know that Finland is supporting Ukraine against Russia. And you see the way Mazi Simon Ekpa connected the issue of Russia and Ukraine and what is happening between Biafra and Nigeria. So how will you, in other hand, say you do not support oppression, and in the other angle, you are supporting oppression? How will you be speaking on a different tune in the West, but when you come to Africa, you give a different standard? When you begin to see all these things, that is why it is important we revisit all this, because the world will be watching. Sometimes when they say that our Prime Minister was online instigating, he was not instigating anybody. He was making points, telling the world why we are doing what we are doing and why it is necessary that we must get out of Nigeria. The problem we are facing in Nigeria, the crisis you have, is exactly the same crisis other people are facing, and the world is outraged. The same thing that is happening in Palestine today, that people are shouting and shouting. The same thing that is happening in Ukraine, that XX1, double of that is happening in Biafra land. How many people are dying in Ukraine? Even when they are throwing bombs, how many people are dying? But go and check the estimate of people lives that have been lost in the hand of Nigerian government in Biafran territory every blessed day. Even as we speak, Okigwe is still under attack. The only country that is perpetrating terrorism in the open place, in the open, is Nigeria. They have ended up in recruiting even fellow Biafrans. They have recruited some Biafrans to join in this very terrorism act that they are carrying out against Biafrans, forming different kinds of security outfit. Every single security outfit they make, their plan is to go against the Biafran people. Even when we know that the people that are of concern in that very zoological report from the beginning, from day one, is the Fulani terrorists. They are the ones kidnapping, taking innocent life from beginning, but each time they fall security outfit, you see the security outfit, the leaders will come and announce that they are going after Biafrans. And you'll be wondering, why is it that every security outfit formed in the Southeast is against the Biafran people? Every one of them. Why? But with all these informations available, still yet, you begin to see Finland standing up, working with a terrorist country like Nigeria to indict their own citizens. And at the same time, they are busy supporting other people who are doing exactly the same thing we are doing to protect and to defend ourselves. I don't know where their conscience is. And I believe by the time they revisit all these videos and this word of our promise, there are still men of conscience. There are still men of conscience. We are not surprised that when the Pharaoh that does not know the Israelite came, it became a different ball game. And that is what we are seeing today. Elestop came in power and changed everything. And he brought the British policy. And we know that the wife of Elestop himself is a British. The wife of Elestop, his wife, is a British. Now you see how they manipulate everything and they are bringing everything out. And there is a connection. Don't tell me it's not ordinary. It's not ordinary. There's a connection with it. There's a connection with it. If not, why would you be supporting something on the other side and on the other side you're hating the same thing?
Fire is increasing. And by tomorrow, from tomorrow going forward, the fire will go to the highest degree. Because I am standing very strongly behind my values, which is not the same with the caliphate that are ruling Nigeria and the bandits that are ruling Nigeria.
This is a larger issue than just issue for Europe, just issue for Ukraine. And we have to do utmost to make sure that Ukraine will win and that we will preserve this system of rules that we have created together. And there was a reason why this was created. The wars before, world wars that we have seen, and it was devastating. Yeah. And that's why we built a system where we can negotiate, where we can build peace.
Exactly. The reason all these things were, put in place, NATO, United Nations, is because of the devastated war that were fought. So the world came together to look for a way to negotiate for peace. Today, there is still that opportunity to negotiate for peace in Nigeria. And the only thing that will bring this peace in Nigeria is this particular disintegration, to disintegrate these our differences. Is that too much to ask? That is the work of the United Nations. The crisis in Nigeria, the terrorism in Nigeria that is being funded by a particular region from the north have to end. How do you end it? Look at what is the cause of this terrorism in Nigeria? The cause is that the jihadists, the caliphate, want to take over Nigeria. In case you do not know the reason why they want to take over Nigeria, I want to bring it to the table because we need to know the causes of what is happening. I want everybody to pay attention to this particular video. Now, why are we, why is this issue of disintegration of Nigeria have to happen? And why should the United Nations intervene? The reason is here.
Hello and welcome to A Spirited Debate. I'm Lauren Green. Boko Haram has been terrorizing Nigeria's Christian community for years now, victimizing those who would stand in the group's way of creating an Islamic State. Christian Solidarity International is on the ground in Nigeria, working with victims to give them support they need. Franco Mayok is the program manager of Nigeria's projects and joins me now to explain the religious tensions smoldering in this region. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
You know, the interesting thing about Boko Haram, which I didn't know before, is that they really come out of Sudan. This is, and we know the strife that was in Sudan where they broke the country in two. So explain where they come from.
Well, I can put it this way. Nigeria, after independence, the first two missions they have, one was in London and one was in New York. The third mission after that was in Sudan. And there is a reason for that. Sudan is the shortcut to Mecca. Someone from Nigeria, they go through Chad and go to Sudan and then go to the Mecca for the pilgrim.
The Mecca, to go to Mecca,
yes.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And because of that, there are a lot of Nigerians who go to Sudan on the way to Mecca. Mm-hmm. And when they come back and they are poor, they stay there. Mm-hmm. And Sudan become their own country. Now, when the Islamic government come to Sudan in 1998, and their agenda was to Islamize the Sudan in general, they were working with Nigerians. They were working with Osama bin Laden. When Osama bin Laden was pushed out from Sudan, he took with him one group of the terror, and then another group left in Sudan, and the third group was sent out to disturb the neighboring country. Part of those groups were Boko Haram, who were sent to Nigeria. And the idea is Sudan believe that the people who are ruling Nigeria now are not extremely enough, like the way it used to be. So the Boko Haram, people who start Boko Haram, they did the training in Khartoum with Osama bin Laden, and then they were sent to Nigeria.
I hope you are listening. And one of the person who is the founder of this Boko Haram now is running to become the vice president of Tinubu. And in a such system, when this information is out there and it's a fact, you still have that right to participate in a democratic process. So how do you justify, you know, that you want us to go into a poll, into a democratic process where a founder of a terrorist group is running to become the vice president? Is that the kind of country you want to be part of? Because even if he did not succeed in becoming the vice president, he still have a very much influence in the system. How should we continue to be like that? So I want everybody to understand where the problem of Nigeria is coming from, and of course, the kind of dangerous diversity that we have, and we must make sure that this diversity is disintegrated for peace. And this is where UN, European Union, who knows the importance of NATO and the United Nations, should step in and understand that the purpose of forming this organization is for global peace. And for global peace, and for peace to come to Nigeria and Sahel and West Africa, Nigeria needs to be dissolved. People should be given the opportunity to vote and participate in a true democratic process called the referendum.
So there's all Al-Qaeda ties.
It's all Al-Qaeda. Boko Haram is the Taliban of Nigeria.
Boko Haram is the Taliban of Nigeria. And today, Afghanistan, Taliban has taken over Afghanistan, and they are now planning how to take over the Nigeria because they have infiltrated all the security agencies in Nigeria.
This is the way I can put it.
Who are these people that become members of Boko Haram? Who are they? Are they disenfranchised? Or are they educated? Or are they unemployed? Who are they?
These are coming from the two tribes in Nigeria, Fulani and Hausa tribe. Those are Muslim. And you can see in Nigeria, bordering to Chad, there is a state called Borno. Those people, it's easy for them to cross to Chad and go to Sudan and go to the Mecca. And when they come back, in 1998, the Sudan government opened up the scholarship for the young Nigerian to go for education. But those people were sent to the training camp to be terror. So they are the young Nigerian who are educated, who go to Sudan and they pretend they are going for a scholarship, and they were trained there and then sent back to Nigeria.
And these are the Boko Haram?
And those are the Boko Haram members.
From January 2012 to July of 2013, Boko Haram bombed, burned, or attacked 50 churches, killing at least 366. Why are they going after Christians?
They believe that they should be the one to rule the Nigeria, especially when Goodluck Johnson, the president, who is the president of Nigeria currently, is a Christian from the south. And I think that set them off, that how could the Christian be a president in the country that where there is a Muslim. They believe that.
Now, that is the problem. That, make them kick off. How could a Christian be president in a country, in Nigeria, where there are Muslims? Now, these people are shouting P2B, P2B, P2B. And what happened to Goodluck Jonathan? P2B own. Of course, that is not even happening, but just to tell you that it will be worse, if not what we are doing today. It will be worse, because the same Boko Haram is there. Shetima is there. All the people that are funding Boko Haram, they are very, very intact in Nigeria. And so, if you renew this agreement, you are going to have worse situation than what they did to Jonathan. They will destabilize the country, and you are going to be a slave for a very long time. And we don't want to follow you, your stupid self, into this particular stupid decision. That's why majority of Biafra have decided that coming week, nobody will go out to vote in Biafra land. I want you people to listen to what has happened to you before. You are going to do something to renew it again so that it will happen to you the second time. And the second time, you may not survive it.
The country should be ruled by Sharia law. And if you can see to Nigeria, the 12 states in the north, they apply the Sharia law in the country. Even though there are minority Muslims who live with them, Christian, but still they apply the Sharia law. So to them is that they should take all the Nigeria to be ruled by Islamic law. So,
are you hearing that? The agenda is to take all the Nigerians to be ruled by Islamic law. That is the reason why in all political parties they fixed themselves. In PDP, they are the presidential candidate. In APC, they are the vice presidential candidate. In Labour Party, they are the vice presidential candidate. They have succeeded in fixing themselves in all the political parties. Just whoever win, it is a win for them. Whoever lose is a win for them. How do you continue in a country like that? I just want the European Union to understand, in case they pretend not to know.
Not use violence against each other, wars, attack another country to make a stand or gain something.
And to that end, when you came into office, as early as this time last year, you were saying that Finland would not want to join NATO, and then a month later was the invasion, and now obviously you're trying to join NATO. There is a little bit of a kerfuffle with Turkey deciding whether it's going to approve or not. We understood from the Secretary General of NATO that maybe now there will be separate tracks. Do you expect to join NATO separately, or are you committed to trying to join it together with Sweden?
When the war started 24th of February last year, and now we're heading towards very sad anniversary, 1 year anniversary of the war just next week, it was obvious that Finland will join NATO. It was obvious at the same day when Russia attacked Ukraine. The Finnish mindset, the most important thing for Finnish people is to make sure that we are independent, we are secure, we have a sovereign country, we can make our own decisions.
Are you hearing it? The most important thing for Finnish people is that we are independent, we are secured. We can make our own decision, and you can see that in my life today. You can see that in my life. I am also a Finnish person.
And by the way, this was their former president. That lady was their former president, not Alestop. But today, Alestop don't want Mazi Samuel to have freedom anymore. He doesn't want Simon Ekpa to speak freely again. He doesn't want Biafrans to have their own security and secure themselves. That is Alestop for you. But this was the speech of this lady when she was the one that left before Alestop came in.
And I want to bring this particular life back to my people, so we don't become dependent, on any nation.
Simple.
The reason I want to bring this video to you today is for you to understand that when I say I am made in Biafra, nurtured in Finland, and also trained in Finland, is that I did not just live in this country like a Nigerian, because I can't be proud to live, even when I have not joined Biafra. Proud to be living in a country as a Nigerian. If you live in a country as a Nigerian, you are a criminal, because Nigeria, what they do is to commit crime.
Absolutely.
I didn't live in this country as a Nigerian. I live in this country, and I integrated, and the system assimilated into me. So I want you to look at and listen to what our Prime Minister is saying about the thing, and you understand from where and you understand why I am pain in the ass of whoever that has tampered with the security, with the freedom of my people. Now you understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. And if you think that you are going to force me to step down on what I'm doing, my brother, I said I am nurtured in Finland. And I want to play it again for you to understand. That is what we call the value system. The value system.
Whether it's going to approve or not. We understood from the Secretary General of NATO that maybe now there will be separate tracks. Do you expect to join NATO separately, or are you committed to trying to join it together with Sweden?
When the war started 24th of February last year, and now we're heading towards very sad anniversary, 1 year anniversary of the war just next week. It was obvious that Finland will join NATO. It was obvious at the same day when Russia attacked Ukraine. The Finnish mindset, the most important thing for Finnish people is to make sure that we are independent.
The most important thing for Finnish people is that we are independent.
Secure.
We are secure.
We have a sovereign country.
We have a sovereign country where we can make our own decision.
Make our own decisions. This is the number one issue for Finnish people.
Do you understand that? And this particular Finnish people way of thinking have entered me. And I want to use it to save my own people.
And when Russia, our neighbor, attacked another neighbor, Ukraine, it was obvious that Finland will join NATO, because that's the line, that's the only line that Russia wouldn't cross. Are
you hearing that? I want to take this back again, because you need to know that we are not thinking the same.
Finland will join NATO. It was obvious at the same day when Russia attacked Ukraine. Means that the most important thing for Finnish people is to make sure that we are independent, we are secure, we have a sovereign country, we can make our own decisions. This is the number one issue for Finnish people. And when Russia, our neighbor, attacked another neighbor, Ukraine, it was obvious that Finland will join NATO, because that's the line, that's the only line that Russia wouldn't cross. So it's to do with our security, it's to do with peace. It's an act of peace for Finland to join NATO. We have sent very clear message. We want to join together with Sweden at the same time. It's not only because we are good neighbors and good partners. It's also to do with very concrete matters. The security planning of NATO in the whole north. It's in interest of us, but it's also in the interest of NATO that Finland and Sweden will join simultaneously. And we have sent very clear signal and very clear message to Turkey and also to Hungary that hasn't ratified yet, that we want to enter NATO together, and this is in the interest of everyone.
So you see, this is what civilization is all about. As I am here now, lecturing you, creating this awareness to understand why Samanekpa is doing what he's doing, the caliphate, the representative of the caliphate called Garoba, Adamu Garoba, was on Russia TV, you know, because you know that it's like the TV is they are working together. There was a Russia TV demanding the arrest of Samanekpa, demanding arrest of Samanekpa for fighting for this right. You know, the Fulani man, the terrorist representative in Nigeria called Adamu Garoba, was on RT, Russia TV, demanding the arrest of Samanekpa, you know, from Russia TV. I just see that he posted it on his Facebook page, saying that he said that I was on Russia TV to discuss on the threat of election disruption in the southeast by terrorist Simon Ekpa. He is the one that is a terrorist. And I used the opportunity to further demand for the Ekpa arrest. This is somebody who is in Nigeria funding terrorism, funding the invasion of our land, and turn around and go to the Russian TV, because they have access there. They give them money, freely. They have access to go to the Russian TV to broadcast, and they make their nonsense announcement. But here, we are discussing civilization. We're discussing freedom. We're discussing value system, which these people in Nigeria don't know. They don't know what is value. They don't know what is value system. And we are bringing it to our own nation. We want to live like them. We want to be better than these people. And we are not going back. While this was going on, this is what we get in Nigeria state due to
Nigeria on a daily basis witness the impunity which is so-called.
Sorry, I have to stop it there because of all those things they are showing. Once those things appear now, they are going to take the video down because they always restrict us from showing those very videos. So I'm sorry we can't be able to play that very section. We got to cut it out because once you play that now, before you know it, they are going to take the program down, and it's going to be a very big problem for us. So I hope they don't even take it down, because once you capture those kind of a thing, before you know it, they take the video down. I've faced this problem several times, and I don't want it to occur again. This little one that showed now, I just pray that they don't take it down. We are just trying to make our case and explain to the world the situation of things. That is all we tend to do and nothing else. So I believe that YouTube, their algorithm will not track us and take down the video. All we are doing here is to create awareness, to tell the world what is going on and why we are doing what we are doing, and make a case for our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and also keep his voice alive. Every single thing we have done, we did for a reason. We only want to have our own nation, have our own voice, have security. That is all we're looking for. We are only trying to protect humanity, not just for us, for everyone that is living in the zoo, even our neighbors. We want everybody to have a very conducive environment where they can grow in their own space at their own speed. That's all we want to do. And I believe that the whole world is listening, and we will continue to bring these messages from time to time. My brother, Coach Hooks, thank you so much for joining. Coach Hooks, unmute yourself and speak to us. We have talked for a long time, and this is what I'll be doing. Most of the time, I'm going to be playing back the programs of Mazi Simon Ekpa to create awareness. So we'll keep doing that. So whenever we take much time, just bear with me, and we will continue. Go ahead, my brother, Coach Hooks. If you are still there, unmute yourself and speak to us.
Yes. Good morning, Mazi Chus. And
You're
good
welcome.
morning, and good morning, everybody in the studio, and both those in comment section. Good morning once again. First of all, we'll continue to speak and to do the evangelism, because this is what our leaders has been facing before they take them away from us. And that their word will continue to speak it out, whether they like it or not. And our people, which is the Biafrans, the genuine ones, and those that are still planning to join Nigeria protests and all this evil security that they are creating in Biafra land. What they're supposed to know is this: despite creating all those security, both the vigilante and the police and all of them in short, All the military that they are creating in Biafra land, if you take from beginning to the end, their head normally is to be the caliphate. They call it security, that you're going to protect the land or protect the community. But despite that, in every meeting that they are doing, in every one that are going to be the head, you're going to still be that the same caliphate that they're talking about. All those repented Boko Haram that has been telling their repented Boko Haram, they will still join them to the security of the community. What is that telling all of us? Or what is that telling all of them that are still coming out to join all those security? If you take the one that is going on all over the world now, most especially all over the world, in fact, there's no any place that you're going to go today that you see, yes, this place is peaceful. If you check the origin of it, because of they are keeping silent in Biafra issue. There's so many things that is happening in Biafra land today.
We lost you. Coach, you submit yourself.
No, I'm still on. I want to tend it to somebody. Yes.
All right.
If you check everything that is happening in the whole world today, you just feel that everything is going up and down. What is the cause? They are calling them international community. But there are some things that they need to put their mind. There are some things they need to put their eyes on it. That is what is causing this calamity that is falling all over the world today. Because if God wants to punish somebody, He's going to use genuine person to do that evil. Then at last, God will come and punish him. That is what every one of us is supposed to know in this point of time. This thing that is falling Biafrans today is because of what our ancestors have neglected before. They just do as if all those things is not relevant. But every one of us can see the result today. Now, we have realized our mistake and call on Chukwu Okike Abiama to have mercy on us. That's the reason why we are doing it today. And some of our people are still keeping quiet. Our leader is in Nnamdi Kanu today. He's in DSS dungeon. Our prime minister is in Finland. That the same Finland. That the same Finland that has been talking as if they know what is going on. They're the one that turned their back now to turn against Biafra. What is that telling you? That is to tell you that there are some things that Chukwu Okike Abiama is trying to teach them. But people we don't supposed to neglect on all those things, because they're supposed to know that Biafra has been declared. Biafra has been declared. And our leaders are not going to come out today and declare another one again. It is time for every one of us to join hands together. Make peace. Make peace with your fellow brothers. Many are called, but few are chosen. That few that is choosing, why can't you make that peace within yourself and move the mountain to move? Everybody wants to become the head. That head they're talking about, you must to clear off your mind and come out to the show so that, yes, if anybody see you, you're going to say yes. This guy, this man or this woman is standing on the truth. And Biafra is not the kind person that you're going to push. We are going to choose person we are going to follow by ourselves. Nobody is going to choose it for us. And after up and down, we know that United States of Biafra has declared. And that is the only government in this point of time. Forget about 2027. Forget about everything that is happening in Biafra land today. Everything that they are doing. Everything. So Obasanjo has said before, recruit Igbo youth to fight against IPOB. That is what is happening today. And our people is allowing it. Well, thank you, Mama Zekius. One of our brothers, Nanchina Niana Hakadron, but we'll continue to be saying it. It's evangelism.
Yes,
thank you once again.
Thank you so much, my brother, Coach Chuks. I appreciate you for that wonderful message, and I believe Biafrans are listening. Those who are giving themselves to be recruited against themselves, they will have a price to pay. They will definitely regret it. If you are in Biafra land, you allow yourself to be recruited against your own people, against your own self, against your freedom. They recruit you to fight against yourself. And you think you are fighting against me, or you are fighting against somebody else. Sorry. Before you realize what is happening, it is going to be too late, and there will be no place for you to hide. Peaceman, speak to us, Peaceman. Let's hear you. Let's hear from you, Peaceman.
Good afternoon, my brother.
Good afternoon, you're welcome.
And good afternoon, brothers and sisters in the studio.
No.
Brother, you know, I heard a news about Erufai's son, the son from Erufai. He said that he don't believe in one Nigeria. He don't believe in one Nigeria. And he's not the first person to say this. Tinubu also said it, that he don't believe in one Nigeria. Now, the Northerners and the Southerners have spoken that they don't believe in one Nigeria. What about we, the Biafrans, the Igbo Biafrans, our leaders, the people who claim to be our leaders, the governors, the senator, Ohaneze Ndigo? None of them have said they don't believe in one Nigeria. None of them. Even Chief Warner have never said he don't believe in one Nigeria. None of all these top leaders have said it before. But how assumed one of them said this, and they happen to be an Igbo man, or Peter Obi said that he don't believe in one Nigeria. Do you know that the whole internet is going to blow? The whole internet is going to scatter because of an Igbo man. Say he don't believe in one Nigeria, politician, an Igbo man. He's a politician. He don't believe in one Nigeria. The whole internet will scatter. And these our leaders, these accepts and claim governance are seeing all these things. Number one, they don't protect their people. They don't care. Soludo is forming a vigilante called Udogachi. So many type of security we have created, and this security is it made to drive Funanis out of our land, or is it made to protect the people? We don't know. He sent people in on it because of they have compassion that they are carrying about. Who gave them? It is Soludo. It is Soludo. I myself don't live in one Nigeria right from childhood. I grown up in home, I schooled home, and I know what I'm talking about. So for Erifai's son to say he don't believe in one Nigeria, the best thing is that we should stop deceiving ourselves. Some of our Igbo sisters should stop deceiving themselves. Yorubas are deceiving themselves. Look at their state. They have been taking it. The Yoruba have been conquered. Biafrans, the Yorubas have been conquered since. They know they have been conquered. They are deceiving us that they are fighting Oduduwa. They are not fighting Oduduwa. They are part of Nigeria. They were even part of the coup, 1966, and they said that it's Igbo man. How can Igbo man fold his hand and another person be labeling them that they are the coup people? Up to today, Babangida said it, but they say no, it is a lie. It is an Igbo coup. That is what hatred. You won't hate me, I will be coming close to you. If you don't like me, I won't come close to you. If you don't like me, why should you allow me to stay with you? Why do you have to come and fight me? Why do you have to come and invade me? 1967, that I have to be part of Nigeria. And you don't like me. Why? If as I am now, when someone say he don't like me, I leave. I don't have to force myself to be part of you. Hope Uzodinma promised 4,000 youths. They are going to Europe to go and work. How can a senseless, this man, the people say is a governor, is educated? No, going to school or being a senator doesn't mean that you're educated. You're not educated, Oga. How will you, just a leader like you, just wake up in the morning and open your dirty mouth and say you're taking 4,000 youths to Europe to go and work? How stupid you are. Now you are now claiming that they are taking what oil? The oil, the people who dig oil in the in Imo State, they are paying their tax in Lagos. This now you remember that they are paying tax in Lagos. Opus of them, they are paying tax in Lagos and they are not paying any tax in Imo State, and everything is going to Lagos. If they say they want to divide Nigeria, do you think the Lagosians will agree that Lagos should be part of Oduduwa? No, the Lagosians will not agree because Lagos is like a nation. Very dark man said it. The same thing, that if so they should divide this country because everything is going to Lagos. The best thing, we should just come together and let us show the world that we are unity, we are united. We Igbos are united and fight for our freedom. That is important thing. Because if we fold our hands, it will be okay. Look at this guy now, Maegu. Maegu is there now talking bullshit, talking nonsense. But he was part of the people that were supporting Biafra. Now he have changed. He have changed, that he don't want to be talking about Biafra freedom, that Biafrans, they are terrorists. They are these not terrorists. But you were part of the people supporting this. Now you have changed your mind. And you think, let me tell you, Igbos, my brother, let me finish the advice. Ignore the Yoruba. They are not ready to be free from the caliphate, from the Calvary. They have been taking their land. They have been defeated. We are now the last checkpoint for the Fulanese. So it is time for us to rise up, because one day a Yoruba man will come and seek what they call citizenship in Biafra, and it's not going to happen. We are not going to allow that to happen. No Yoruba man will be a citizen in a Biafra land, because we don't trust them, and we will never be emotional to trust them again. I have seen it.
My brother, peace man, you don't say that. You don't say that. We cannot put that blanket on every Yoruba. Even our supreme leader, Mazen Nandekanu, said it. He made mention that he has niece and natives and in-laws, some of them who are Yorubas. So if anybody meets to the standard of our law, of course we have our laws that you have to meet for you to be a citizen. That thing is in the law of Biafra. We already have it in the law. If you meet up to the standard of being a citizen of Biafra, you will be a citizen of Biafra. So we know that there are some of them that are pushing this, their falsehood and lies against us. We will not turn a blind eye to it. Once they come, we'll respond to them. But let us not paint a blanket destined to everybody. Thank you, my brother. Go on.
Well, I know that I am I'm talking about tribalism or I've been tribalism. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not tribalistic man, you know, because I know how I feel. I
Yeah,
know
I
how I feel.
understand. I understand your pain. We feel the same thing. Some of them, the way they make their videos, when we see what is coming from them, it's not encouraging at all.
Yeah, there will be what they call it in space. They will be telling the Ghanaians that the Igbos are terrorists, that the Igbos are importing arms to come and fight Nigerians. You know, those things, it hurt me. It hurt me. We are we are one people. We are Igbos. We don't have to ignore all these people to be talking about that we are this, because Funani will not be causing havoc in Nigeria, and Yorubas are labeling it to the Biafrans that we are the cause of why. What is why is it that, well, I don't blame them, because they don't know that they are bringing cause upon their generation. The more you talk and talk about somebody that you know that he's not doing that thing you are doing, and you are claiming is what he's doing, and the bad thing you are doing, and you are claiming that person is like you, is doing the same thing, end of the day you'll be punished. That is Yorubas. So I'm not tribalistic. I'm not tribalistic. One of them is working in the studio. I don't know his name, Oseyi, or what they call it. He's talking about Igbos. He's working in Igbo. The owner of that studio he's working in, is it Arise News? He's talking. He's an Igbo man that have that Arise News studio, that channel studio. He's an Igbo man. But have the Igbo man drive? If it was a Yoruba man, Igbo man talking like that, and it was a Yoruba man that have that channel, they will ask him to leave. Abigail call Igbo man monkey. Did we kill her? But if it was an Igbo man that called Yoruba man monkey, hey, Igbo people are this, all those things hurt me. It hurt me. I think we say that it hurt him when you call a Fulani man a bandit or you call him a terrorist. It's the same thing with me. When you call an Igbo man a terrorist, it hurts me. It hurts me because they are my people. I know that some of them are betrayers. Some of them are betrayers. But I would say because of their because of their betrayers, I won't accept them. They are my people. I have to defend them. I'm not the only one looking for Biafra. We are many, millions looking for Biafra. So why should I hate my brothers and sisters who are betrayers? One thing is to correct them, to stop betraying one another. So thank you, my brother, for giving me this opportunity to speak.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my brother. I understand your pain. We all feel the same pain. Sometimes when we see the way some of them communicate on media, the way they talk, it is just very, very absurd, and it's not something that one can be able to set it out. But I think for a long time we have been silent about it. Now I thank God that there are many of our Igbo brothers and sisters who have taken up that challenge. They have taken up that challenge to respond to them in the same manner in which they talk to us. At least most of the time I come across that our sister, the one in Canada, Anya Nambra in Canada, in her TikTok account, she's always giving it to them basbos. She doesn't give them a breathing space. The same way they bring it to us, she threw it back to them. Since that time they accused her wrongly, Abike Dabiri make the move to do this and another. She has never stopped. She continued to give it back to them any way they bring it. So for a long time, we have been silent on that very issue. When they come, most of the propaganda against us today, we are being pushed by some of the Yorubas using their media. And they continue to do that up to tomorrow. They continue to push all those lies. But that will not still make us to put a blanket on all of them. We know there are some of them, those are Wolowo boys, sponsored by Tinubu, the drug baron. It is Tinubu. Tinubu is in the front line of that hatred. He is in the front line. And that is why the thing is much more pronounced now that he's their president. It is much more pronounced. You see the one that I call Abike Dabiri, every time she step into a mic or to speak, it is just about the Igbos. So we will be giving it back to them, Basbos, the same way they gave it to us. Some people have taken up that responsibility already. There are some Igbos that have taken that responsibility, go to their platform 247. That is what they are doing, giving it back to them. The way they give it to us, they give it back to them in the same way. so that they can have a taste of that thing they are doing and see how it feels. It is so sad. But we must continue. We will not give up on our quest for freedom. We will continue to do what we are supposed to do and continue to pursue the cause of our freedom. So my fellow Biafrans, everyone that have participated on the program today, I appreciate everyone who played a role on the program of today. We have done justice to this program, and the title of the program that we had today says, Nigerian Deadly Foundation Exposed. Why the world must support Biafra exit now. We have thrown it open. We have spoken about it. We have shown so many evidence. We have shown the video of our Prime Minister. We have read so many articles to show that Nigeria is not meant to be. The amalgamation is forced, and people were forced together. And I believe that the whole world is watching, because what we are doing today is to educate the world. It's not just focusing on ourselves. We educate the world and let the world know exactly what the situation is, because so many of them don't know. So many are still naive. When they see us come online everywhere, when we talk about Biafra, they don't understand what is happening. We want to save life. It is a question of matter of life and death. It is like somebody being in a forceful marriage, and the atrocities against us have been so much. What we are doing today is to save life, and we will continue to do so. My brothers and sisters, fellow Biafrans across the world, the call is clear. Nigeria forced amalgamation must end. That is all we're asking. Nigeria forced amalgamation must end. The world stood with South Sudan during their own time. The world also stood with East Timor during their time. Others who break free from oppression, the world must now stand with Biafra. That is the right thing to do. If truly the world still care about humanity, the same way they did to South Sudan, the same way they stood with East Timor, they should stand with Biafra. And the time is now. The world must stand with Biafra. Every one of us who share this message, share this program to all platforms, speak out. Let the nation of the world hear you. In any way you can do it, do it. Biafra is coming, and nothing can stop it. Nothing. Not intimidation, not oppression, not death, not attack. They can't stop it. Because it is a question of life and death, and we must save our own life. So I appreciate everyone that have been with us on this program from the beginning to the end. And as we are rounding up on the program, I will still allow our beloved brother Kochux just give us one last closing remark so that we can be able to close up the program and prepare for the evening section. Kochux, if you are still there.
Yes, I'm still here, Master Choose.
Okay,
good morning once again. And thank you for everything that I've been doing, because this is exposition, and to make the voice of our leaders to continue to ring the minds of our people and the minds of international world, because they feel that they do not know what is happening in Biafra land. If they lie, they should keep quiet. And if in our people that they are allowing themselves to be used by all these evil politicians, by all these evil men and women that is in Biafra land, even the West as well, they allow themselves to be used. They should remember, anytime they're being used like this, is the life of their brothers and sisters being wasted every day by day. Because now there is no any day that somebody wake up, sleep and wake up, there are not going to be any life that are going to be lost in Biafra land. And all over Nigeria as well. Because innocent blood is wasted every day by day. If these Fulani bandits did not waste those blood, the load, you're going to waste that the same blood. Because of what? The work that they've been chosen to do, to govern the people, they are not doing it as well. They're going to give person money to construct a road. For it to construct very solid road, you just take 5% or 1%, do that the same project, package the remaining one in your pocket. By tomorrow, you will be complain that the devil is devil. But is that the same person that they give that contract? And be the devil will they see in this point of time. Innocent blood is wasting every day by day. And how can we destroy all this thing that is happening? It's by dividing Nigeria, by destroying this company that British established in Nigeria here. They call it Nigeria. That is the only thing that can save us in this point of time. And our leader has been saying it. And this is time for every one of us to join hands together to make that their dream. And that's our dream to come to pass. Because it's going to help us and help our born generation. And I pray that Chukwu Okike Abiama, we're going to help every one of us to make that dream to come to pass. In the mighty name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you, my brother Kochuk. Thank you for that wonderful remark. It's a word of advice for Biafrans, and every one of us should keep on doing what we are doing. Keep your strength. Don't be deceived. Don't be distracted. Don't give up. No matter the challenges, no matter the hate, no matter the attack, the insult you can get, please stay strong. And I pray that Chukwu Okike will protect all of us. Peaceman, give us your closing remark as we close up the program. Peaceman, take the mic. Give us your closing remark as we round up for the day. To come back later.
I have so much to do. Is that I want to advise my people, wherever you are living, this world, I want to advise them that they shouldn't think that Yorubas are ready for liberation or to have their freedom. They shouldn't think so. We have to fight for our freedom and leave the Yorubas to stay with the Funanis because they are not ready to have their freedom. So we fight for our freedom and get it. The Yorubas can come as a refugee, Biafra land, and no, I'm going to witness it because I know that Biafra is coming. It's coming, and we give God all the glory. We knows what happened to our two leaders. The two of them still remain our leader, our prime minister, and our supreme leader, Martin Nnamdi Kanu. Two of them remain our leader, and we trust them. So till they come out, they will come and join us where we stop. So, thank you, my brother. I have nothing to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother Peaceman. I appreciate you for that wonderful speech. I understand your concern about the issue of the lies against us. It is something that every one of us is concerned about. It is not good. It is not, nobody is happy about that. And whenever we see such, it is our duty to respond to those their lies and those who are pushing it. And we will continue to move on. They can't stop us. As for exit, we are exiting Nigeria already. We have exited, and we will defend the mandate and make sure that we hold our ground and stand on it. Do not allow anybody to distract you. Do not allow anybody to confuse you. Our destination is freedom, and freedom we must get. I appreciate every one of you who has been with us, and I pray that mostly those in Biafra land, that Chukwu Okike Abiama will guide and protect every one of you. No evil shall befall you. No kidnappers will see you. No accidental discharge will touch you. I pray for all Biafrans across the world for divine protection, for divine success and victory in anything that we do. I pray for our leaders, more especially those in detention. Our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, that Chukwu Okike Abiama will give him strength, give him wisdom, give him knowledge, understanding, secure him, build a pillar of fire around him that no forces will withstand him. Every confusion in his way, every attack in his way, whatever plan the evil ones are making against him, every hole they dig for him, they will fall into it. Every trap they set for him, it will catch them. I pray for Mazen Nandekano likewise. Whatever trap they set for Mazen Nandekano or hole they dug for him, they will fall into it. We pray for Mazen Nandekano for divine health. We pray for Mazen Nandekano for strength. We pray that our leaders will be free very soon and they will join us again and we will celebrate. Wherever you are as a Biafran, do not give up. Our freedom is sure. It might tarry. There might be delays, but there cannot be denial. Nobody will deny us our freedom. It is in our hand. And remember, nobody will fight for you except you fight for yourself. Nigeria is a trap. It's a dead trap. We didn't sign up for it and we have gone out of it. All we are asking now is that the world should pay attention and give that recognition for us to be who we are supposed to be, to save life. That is why we want to walk away. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being part of this program. We will see you again later in the day. Stay blessed. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.